Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the first Prop Firm Match TV stream on YouTube as well as X. So yesterday we just had X. Today we finally got YouTube. So I'll be going back and forth in both of the chats. But if you're in here on YouTube, let us know, man. Excited to finally be on YouTube, and we got a good show for you guys. We really do. So we're going to have Zamco Capital on as a guest around 9 o'clock. Montana says W guest today. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I've actually never spoken to Zamco myself, so that'll be a cool conversation, I'm sure. I'm not even sure if he trades futures or Forex. It'll be a great conversation, but really looking forward to that. Until then, from like 8 to 9, we're going to just maybe start to look at these markets, see what we got. I mean, we just we grind it up all night, which is my least favorite price action. But I'll get some charts up, and yeah, let's just get into it. How's everyone doing, though? We got some giveaways to do today, similar to yesterday. So I'll probably do 1 or 2 giveaways with the chat on X like yesterday. But also, we're going to prioritize YouTube a little bit. So if you want to win some giveaways, make sure to be in the YouTube chat. I'm going to make sure we do a few more in there for you guys. But what's going on? Good morning, everyone. I'm already recognizing some names from yesterday. We got Karen in the chat. Karen won a giveaway yesterday. We got Montana. We got Benjamin. What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, very happy to be here. Very happy to be here. So let me get a chart up and let's just let's get it going. Screen up. Let me get my charts. No trades for me in the overnight. It's pretty rare these days that I take a trade in the overnight session. It's not really my thing. Mostly just stick to New York. Let's see. Sorry, give me one sec, guys. I don't know, this wake up trade scene. May have to do it my way. Little technical, guys. Little technical issue. Just give me one sec. Yeah, let's do it like this. We're gonna have to. There we go. All right. So let's get going with the charts. So it looks like we are just grinding up all night. We have our volume profile levels up right here. I'm going to go over my volume profile levels. I know a lot of people are interested in how I get those, so we could talk about that. And I mean, we've engaged pretty much all of my key levels. Like we've touched the previous day's point of control. I will say this grind up overnight makes sense to me because we had the previous day's point of control acting as a magnet, right? So that doesn't surprise me, but honestly, I was really hoping that it can hold as resistance and we can keep going with these shorts. I know we were long yesterday. We made money on the longs with Forex Ike, myself too, but I was really hoping we were going to get a retracement now and actually continue to the downside. But all this market wants to do is go up. So that's just what it is, guys. We gotta play the cards that we're dealt. If the market wants to go up, we got to trade with it. I will say I'm hoping for a pullback though. What's going on, everyone? Yes, giveaway, John. Yeah, coming. We will do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway at like 8:30. We'll get one going at 8:30. So stay till then. Emperor, what's up? Good morning. Mugos, Kyle. Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm really already recognizing some names. That's awesome. Yes, last day we did make good we made good profit. It was a solid day yesterday. Okay, so I think the most realistic thing is we go up to previous day's high. That's probably our draw, right? We have previous day's high, which also lines up with the previous day's Asia session high. If it wants to go up there, I'm not going to lie, don't have much of a trade for you guys, but let's get some of my other levels up. Let's get up midnight. All right, so midnight open. I was talking about this yesterday. We do like to look for retracements up or down towards the midnight open. If you guys, if you know my YouTube channel, if you watch me trade at all, I'm always referencing the midnight open. It's one of my favorite key levels, and I've actually built a mechanical trading model around the midnight open. But right now, it's going to be tough to try and trade down to here. I mean, we're just ripping, right? So maybe if we get a sweep of previous day's high and then we get an inversion fair value gap to the downside, because the way the mechanical model works is I trade the first inversion fair value gap that is in the direction of midnight. It really is that simple. So we use the upper portion of midnight. If the market is above the midnight open, we look for shorts because the market's in a premium of the daily trading range. If we are below midnight, I'm actually looking for longs because we're in a discount of the daily trading range. So that's the first thing that using midnight price really helps me with to help visualize this. I mean, anything below here, I would consider in discount. Okay, so anything below midnight open, generally it's going to be easier to look for longs. And then anything above midnight open, like where we're at, I would consider in a premium. So longs below midnight because we're in a discount, shorts above midnight because we're in a premium. But that doesn't mean we just blindly go short, right? I mean, I got to get some entry signals. That's where the inversion fair value gap comes in. So, I mean, it's possible we get that, we get that kind of sell-off move towards midnight. But, the power of that trading model is that it gives you your directional bias right away. And then it automatically just, all you have to do is wait for your entry signal. So we're not going to do anything until we get our entry signal. Anticipating a pullback. I agree, Benjamin. I think we're going to be anticipating a pullback for sure. Gold, we can take a look at gold. I'll make sure to look at some other assets. I'm an NQ guy, NQES, but I got you guys. We'll take a look at gold in a second. AUDNZD, maybe. I mean, I'm down to look at the major Forex pairs like Euro USD, GBP USD, maybe dollar yen. Once we start getting into exotic Forex pairs, I could maybe take a look, but those things are really tough to trade. Very tough to trade. Am I anticipating a pullback after price takes previous day's high? Yeah. So I think that's probably the most realistic scenario, Montana. That's kind of exactly what I'm seeing. I think maybe we got to wait because this is just the most obvious draw on liquidity to me. So maybe when we get that sweep of the previous day's high, we could anticipate something like this. Because, I mean, we are above midnight. So, I mean, guys, yesterday, midnight price was all the way up here yesterday. And a lot of people probably thought there's no way we're coming back up to it. But look what we did. I mean, we sell off one more time right at the open, and then we just rally straight up to the midnight price of yesterday. So that's actually what fed the long bias for me, and we were right on the longs. So it could be a similar scenario today. But again, we don't do anything until we get our entry signal. So that's really the most important. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking, though. But yeah, Montana, like you said, something like this. Sweep up, maybe we consolidate, whatever, but we eventually get moved down to midnight. Am I anticipating a pullback? Yes. So we talked about that. Is the future stream? What are the Forex guy doing here? So is Zamco trade Forex? I mean, we want to have both. We know that we're going to have a ton of Forex, like we're going to have Forex traders watching us. We're going to have futures traders watching us. So, Zamco is a great trader. I think it'll be a cool conversation. But don't worry, we got a ton of Forex, a ton of futures traders lined up. Like we got a lot. So nothing to worry about there, my friend. Mamu, hello. Good morning, guys. Oh, we got Ike in the chat too. Yeah, so, I mean, guys, we're going to frame that setup out. I don't really like to take trades until 9:30 open. So for now, we got to just analyze. If anybody has markups or anything else that they want to look at, just let me know. We can take a look at gold. I am down. Chat, do you guys want to take a look at gold? Also, we got some music now, guys. So I might put some background music on if that's cool. Let me know if you guys like it. I'll make sure we keep it going. Where can I learn how to trade using volume profile, Brian? So, I mean, I have a YouTube channel dedicated to ICT and volume profile. My link is in the description. So the description of this video, you have my YouTube channel, and that's all I teach. I teach volume profile and how we incorporate volume profile with ICT. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at gold. The chat wants to look at gold. I'm down. I'm super down. Let's do it. So damn, it looks like we're back up at all-time highs. So guys, this is a good opportunity to see how I do like a top-down analysis, right? So let's clean up this chart. It's going to be pretty simple to do a top-down analysis on gold here. Damn, we're ripping. But okay, this is what I would see. This is how we do it. Number one, I start off on the daily time frame. I look out for any key daily chart levels. And this is tough. I mean, we're just ripping every day. This is like a buy and close your eyes type of market right now. I actually wasn't aware of this. So first daily chart key level, though, for me, is going to be this fair value gap. That's what we got. We have a daily bullish fair value gap on ES. So we could use this as a potential draw on liquidity, something like to trade into. Again, maybe not today, but just in general, because the market does have to pull back. Even though we're in a really bullish uptrend, I mean, we have an example right here. So the market created a daily fair value gap. What do? We pull back, engage that daily fair value gap for a leg higher. So it could be a similar situation right here. It wouldn't be a steep pullback in the grand scheme of things if the daily chart is moving like this. What I don't like about trading all-time highs, personally, is that there's no target. It's very hard for me to find a target to the upside. I need to get those deeper pullbacks before I can feel comfortable with longs again. And a lot of people have this issue. So that's probably one of my biggest weaknesses as a trader. I just cannot stand trading markets in all-time highs. But okay, top-down analysis, daily chart. This is our daily key level. I mean, this is what we got. So I would stick to that. I'd go to the 4-hour, and we try to just like zoom in and go down a time frame and narrow down key levels. So here's our daily fair value gap. What do we have right up in here? We have a 4-hour fair value gap. If you see right here, the market tapped into it, and you did get some pop. It's looking a little like this might be weakening, though. This might be weakening, but it's very hard to find a setup with this, guys. We can look at the volume profile too. Let's go on gold, and then I should be on NQ for 930. Absolutely. At 930, guys, it's always NQ and ES. It's got to be. But okay. I mean, from an hourly perspective, it looks like we might be getting ready to fall over a little bit. It could happen. I'm trying to recognize any like key liquidity pools. So we do have this. We have these like equal lows that line up with this 4-hour fair value gap. This could be how we begin to frame out a setup. But yeah, hourly chart. So now we're just, again, I just go down, drop a time frame, and try to find confluence between the higher time frame levels and find confluence with a lower time frame level. And that's how you stack confluence in your favor. So, okay. So now, I mean, at the end of the day, we haven't swept much liquidity because we're just making all-time highs. But it looks like we're beginning to fall over here. Right here on this 15-minute, we created a what? Bearish fair value gap right here. Let's make this one gray. Let's get rid of these for a second. So, I mean, we did get like a little market structure shift, lower high into a 15-minute fair value gap, and we have these equal lows right here. I could see gold coming down into this level, and that'll give you a few points. That'll give you like 200 ticks or 20 points down to these equal lows. So, I mean, you could frame a short setup around here. I think it's not terrible. Again, it's just, I don't like trading this because when we're making new all-time highs every other day, the market can just be irrational. And it doesn't have to sweep liquidity that makes sense. Like when the market is in more of a daily consolidation or ranging, the market needs to sweep liquidity for fuel to go higher or lower, right? But when the market's making all-time highs, it's just irrational. People are just buying. And you'll notice it's just less often that the market needs to sweep key liquidity pools. It just doesn't need the juice because there's more than enough people buying the market. And yes, Garu, we do have a giveaway today. I'm going to do one in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, we got a giveaway. All right, guys, let's go. I think this gold idea is going to frame out. I think it is going to work. What did we just say? We said, okay, tap into this 15-minute gap. We're going to come down for these equal lows. I didn't think it would happen immediately, but it looks like this is coming. This is coming for this. Yo, team, for whoever wanted gold, does that make sense to you? Who agrees with the analysis? I think we could get a little sell-off down to 41.80. Prop firm match doing crazy work. We're trying, man. We're out here. Yeah, Michael just said, bro, I learned from your channel, and seriously, I learned a lot. I went from 10 to 90. That's amazing, bro. I really appreciate that. Seriously. I've had a lot of good feedback on my YouTube channel. And it always blows my mind because like I didn't copy and paste any other person's strategy. Like I really did formulate and create my own style and my own trading model. Like there's no one out there trading ICT with volume profile. It's just so uncommon. So, it's one thing for a trading strategy to work for you and be like, okay, this makes sense in my mind. But when you try to verbalize it and then educate it to like teach it to other people, it's a whole other thing for them to get it as well. Because a lot of times like people have their own little system and it works for them. But it's not going to work for other people because it's like been tailored to their style. But it's been great to see people, just identify and, use my systems. It's really cool. I'm not going to lie. So thank you for the kind words, bro. How to participate in the giveaway. So the way we're going to do the giveaway, guys, is going to be super simple. I'm going to have you type for YouTube, it's going to just be typing your YouTube name in the chat. And just make sure you have an email address associated with your YouTube channel. Because then we're going to go in, I'm going to copy and paste these names, and we'll contact you for the giveaway. But you need to have an email. Actually, you know what? That's going to be too complicated. If you have an X account, give us your X handle, and then follow Prop Firm Match and follow me if you win the giveaway, okay? Just checked out your channel, Zach. We'll say it's pretty interesting indeed. Thank you, man. Much appreciated, Montana. All right. So, guys, anyone else want to see another asset while we wait for NQ? Because gold is just going to be chilling right here. We're going to have Zamco coming on in 30 to 40 minutes or, an hour maybe. And that'll be fun. So we could chat with him. It'll be interesting. If he trades Forex, maybe we will look at some Euro USD or UJ. UJ? You guys want to look at UJ? This NQ, man, it just keeps going. Oh, wait, that's, here we go. We need the micro. Okay, so previous day's high on NQ is what? We got about 30 points of market left before previous day's high. I don't know, guys. When we go into like the higher time frame, for me, I just still see an opportunity where this market sells off further. We have equal lows down here, relative equal lows on the 4 hour. Right here. You know what? How about we go over my volume profile levels? Who wants to learn how I mark the volume profile levels every single day? Yeah, let's do that. Let's get that done. Actually, no, let's get this giveaway going. We got 5 minutes. Okay, YouTube chat. This is what we're going to do. This one's for the YouTube chat. I'm only going to copy names in the YouTube chat. This is what I want you guys to do. It hasn't started yet. I want you to type your X handle. Okay? Type your X handle. So you need to have X for this one. But type it into the YouTube chat. And then follow Prop Firm Match TV, and we'll be able to find you. Okay, here we go. They're coming in. We'll do the giveaway. Like we will run and find out who the winner is at 8:30. So we got 4 minutes left. You got 4 minutes to enter your name. All right, names are coming in. Good. Yeah, a lot coming in now. Beautiful. You got a couple more minutes. All right, guys. Let's stop there. I'm going to copy and paste these names. All right, this is what we're going to do too. We're going to put it into the pinwheel. We're doing pinwheel today, guys. We'll do duck race another day. All right, guys, no need to keep entering. I got the names. Just got to put them in here. All right, who's ready? We'll do two accounts. Let me see what accounts we're giving away, though, real quick. Let me double check that. I think we're giving away some top one futures accounts. All right, guys. For this one, we're going to do top one futures. We're going to give away some top one futures 25K accounts. So first off, big shout out to them. So let's spin the wheel. Who's it going to be? Christina Richards. You are a winner of a top one futures 25K account. Congratulations. So I'm going to make sure we get all these names saved. To make my life easier, Christina, to make our lives easier in the chat, if you want, you can hit us up on X. Hit me up on X directly. But I got your name here, so we will get you the account. We can do one more, too. Christina Richards. Boom. Christina, if you're in the chat too, let us know. Let us know you won. Let's do another one though. Let's refresh the entries. I got you. So we'll remove that name. Now let's go again. Ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Christina is in the chat. Who's next? Anwar Zaid? I don't want to, you know what I mean? Don't want to mispronounce names, but I think Anwar. Anwar's got it. Anwar, let us know if you're in the chat, my friend. Let us know in the chat, my friend. Okay, there he is. I see him. Perfect. Okay, cool, guys. So, okay, we just gave away 2 top one futures 25K accounts. We're going to give away some more, too, so no worries. Make sure we remember it's TOF. We'll do some more giveaways, maybe when Zamco's on or maybe like right after. So stay tuned, okay? To get more giveaways, just stay in the chat. keep engaging. And we don't always have to do like pinwheel or the duck race. You know, I think yesterday we were just having fun. I decided to just pick 2 people from the chat who have been super active. So, you know, I want to reward people that are in the chat talking with me and being a part of this. You know what I mean? Because it's you guys in the chat that really make this stream what it is. So, you know, maybe I'll just pick 2 people who have been active for the next one. But congratulations to you 2 on winning those giveaways. Good job, guys. Let's see what we're giving away. Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure we have the same sponsors as yesterday. So the rest of the accounts we're going to be giving away, we just gave away 2 top 1 futures, 25K accounts, right? So maybe on the next one, what would you guys rather? On the next giveaway, we can do 50K alpha futures accounts, or we can do 25K accounts from Blue Guardian. I want to get a consensus in the chat for the next giveaway. Do you want alpha futures or Blue Guardian? Shout out to all of them though. But yeah, congrats, guys. I've seen prop firm match helps out a lot. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here for. We're trying to help. Okay, chat's coming. I see some alpha. I see some Blue Guardian, alpha. Interesting. It's kind of mixed. I'm seeing both in the chat. All right, we'll do alpha for the next one. I think I saw a couple. Maybe we're seeing Blue Guardian, actually. No, the next giveaway is going to be in like an hour. We got multiple giveaways to do today. We'll be giving away accounts all day. So tell your friends if they have a chance to win an account. I mean, we have a lot of, I think we gave away like 8 accounts yesterday. We're going to do the same today. Where'd that music go? I need that music back on. All right, so that was the first 2 winners. Honestly, should we just do 2 more right here, right now? I'm kind of in the mood for it. Tell me, chat, do you guys want me to give away 2 more alpha futures accounts right now? Because we have a lot. We have a lot of accounts that I can give away. It's not like we're blowing the whole load right now. Too loud, this music. Alpha futures, let's go. All right, we got to do it. We'll do it, chat. Let's give away some more alpha futures. Yeah, no, don't worry. We're refreshing. We'll refresh. Okay, yeah, we're going to start completely new. So it's not the same people that just were in. To enter, I'll tell you when, guys. Not yet. I want to make sure we have a clean start. Okay, starting right now, enter the chat with your YouTube name. Go ahead. We're going to do duck race. There we go. They're coming. Keep them coming, guys. We got to do something, right? Market's not moving. We got to wait till the open. It looks like we're getting a little sell-off here. This is tough, though. When the market sells off before taking previous day's high, before taking the drawn liquidity, it's like, what do we want to do there? Because I still think it can go higher first. All right, we'll cut it off right there. Let's do duck race. Duck race is fun. Okay, let's get these names in here. So we got 98 names. But I think there's some doubles in there, which is fine. All right. Who's ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's see who's got it. This is for an Alpha Futures account, guys. 50K Alpha Futures. Who's got it? And all right, Shivam Sharma. Let us know in the chat you're here. Shivam Sharma. Let us know in the chat. Okay, we got you. We got you. I see you. I see you. We're going to do one more, guys. We're going to do one more. No worries. Shivam Sharma. Perfect. Okay, one more. Let's do it. Same list, but I'm going to refresh it, okay? Race again. Hold up. All right, who's ready? Who's ready to go again? All right, here we go. Here we go. Ooh, spiking. I don't know if I can give it to spiking. He did it like a million times. Okay, there we go. Montana. Montana, you've been in the chat since like the moment we got on too. Let's go. I think Montana, you deserve the win right there, bro. You've been in this chat since the beginning. Let's go. All right, Montana. Spiking. I thought you were going to get it, bro. All right, cool. I'm going to save that. So you're going to get a 50K Alpha Futures account. Again, big shout out to Alpha Futures, guys. Big shout out. And don't worry, there's more giveaways coming. More giveaways coming. We just gave away 4. So we got 4 more to give away. Yeah, Montana, you deserve that one, bro. We got Eichwer in the chat. I recognize your name, bro. He says negative risk reward is the greatest of all time. Or my negative risk reward is the greatest of all time. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, so we got about 20 minutes till 9 o'clock. We got some time, guys. I mean, we got to, maybe we should look at some other assets, I think looking at some other assets is probably the move. Spiking didn't win. Feel pity, but someone congratulating him. Yeah, no, Spiking, I love you, but I don't know if you deserved to win because you tried to enter like 10 times. You put your name in way too much. Brian, what time frames do I use? So I'm an intraday trader. I focus on 5 and 1 minute entries, but I use higher time frame for context and for my analysis. But most of the time I'm entering on the 5 or the 1 minute, and I trade negative risk reward most of the time, or 1-to-1. So I am a scalper. I'm in and out relatively quickly on my trades. So I can utilize those lower time frames. And I trade futures. We trade futures here. So like the spread and the slippage is not an issue trading lower time frames. Whereas if you trade like FX, which this might be interesting to talk to Zamco about when he gets on. If you trade FX, you really can't trade like the 1 minute time frame like that on Forex because you have spread, you have slippage. Those assets are a lot better for like swing trading or higher time frame. Shivam says, I will share a daily update of my account. Thank you, Zach. Of course. I'm happy you won. So what's my risk to reward? It is usually anywhere from 0.5 to either 1 to 1. Sometimes I'll still go for like a 1 to 2 when it makes sense, depending on the situation. But the majority of the time, I'm scalping for like 0.5 to 1 or 1 to 1. Now, it sounds counterintuitive to some people, but my win rate gets pretty high. It goes pretty high. So all that matters is your risk reward needs to have a positive relationship with your win rates. That's all. Bro, look at gold. What's going on gold? I mean, I kind of called this out, guys. We kind of called this to a T. Tapped into that 15-minute fair value gap, and now I think we're going to come for this wick. Trust me on that. I doubt we leave this wick open today. I think we're going to come down, sweep out this wick, and then who knows? Maybe we go higher because the market's in a crazy bullish trend. But I do think we're most likely coming for these lows. It looks good. It looks good to me. We called that. How much did I reflect in my bank on average in the last 3 months? If you feel free to share. I don't need to give you an exact number, but I did have a really good summer. If you're talking about trading profits from payouts and prop firms, I well over 40,000 in a 2-month period. I had a really good summer for trading. I don't need to give an exact number, but I do like share most of my payouts. When I get payouts, I share them on socials. So like you could just scroll down on my socials and you'll see it on my feed. In your opinion, what should one achieve before quitting job to focus on trading? What should one achieve? Like what should you achieve in trading before you quit your job? I think you need to have like a year's salary saved up at minimum. You can't be trying to put yourself through the stress of not knowing where your next paycheck's going to come if you don't have savings. It's too stressful with trading. Trust me, I've been there. You need to have some money saved. That's really the only answer. And you need to know that you can trade. You can't do this early. So if you're trying to speed up the process or skip levels, it's not going to work. That's my best advice. You got to just fall in love with the process, remain patient, and just never give up. As you know, it sounds a little cliche, but it's really the truth. How do I avoid sweeps on lower time frames? So the thing is, Brian, when I'm trading very low time frames to begin with, I'm not holding those trades for a very long period. So like I could be in and out very, very quickly. If we go to my accounts, I could show you the my executions from yesterday, and we took these trades on stream. These are my trades. So you can see right here. Let me make sure it came up on the screen. Yeah, we're good. Here's a 1-minute scalp right here. We tapped into this bullish fair value gap. We swept a small swing low time frame swing low. I got in right here, just bouncing off that 1-minute fair value gap for a quick move following trend. Then I took a mean reversion trade where we were rejecting from the previous day's value area low, and I thought we'd come down and fill some of this imbalance. So I am just in and out so quickly that I don't need to hold it. I'm usually not holding a trade and getting swept out from a liquidity sweep because I'm trying to get in on those liquidity sweeps, be in and out fairly quickly. Yeah, Shivam, no worries. I got your name. I got you on there. So we're going to contact you for the accounts. Nothing to worry about. Is swinging possible in futures? So it is technically, if you're trading a personal futures account, you can swing trade. Now, on futures prop firms, though, there's not many futures prop firms that allow overnight holding because you need to have a lot of margin. So even if you had a personal futures account, like with a brokerage, to be able to hold like a single NQ mini contract overnight, you need like $17,000 in there because futures move really fast, right? And futures are highly leveraged products. They're already very highly leveraged. So you can trade intraday with like, you could put $1,000, $2,000 into a personal brokerage and trade intraday, but you can't hold overnight. So I think there's maybe like one firm out there. I don't even know what firm it is. And they're not really one that I would just be like, yeah, comfortable with saying you should trade them, just because of that. Futures are better for intraday trading. Hey, Zach, are you using the time frame M15 for structure and use minute 1 for search any fair value gap for entry level? Yeah, so that's an idea. That's kind of the idea. I mean, I look at the 1 hour as well, but yeah, I focus on like 1 hour and 15-minute structure. And then we try to formulate an entry on like the 5 minute or the 1 minute. And you'll see in real time. You're going to see what we do in real time. Zach, what is your go-to prop firm for futures firms? Let's go to Prop Firm Match because all of mine are on Prop Firm Match. So let's switch over to futures right here. There we go. So this list is pretty accurate for me, honestly. My funded futures, I think if you're somebody that's newer to trading futures and you want like an affordable entryway into it, my funded futures is a great firm. I've been paid out by them a bunch. They pay out very quickly and they have just like really simple rules. So like I know some people moving over from FX to futures, they have some issues with the rules, like understanding the end of day trailing drawdown or not being able to hold overnight, stuff like that. I would say for simplicity, my funded futures is a great option, and so is Top Step. Top Step is a little cheaper upfront. Like you could purchase a 50K account for $50. And once you pass, you could pay an activation fee. So Top Step is cheaper upfront. My funded futures is cheaper altogether, like if you pass, because there's no activation fees. I would say those are two of my favorites. My funded futures, Top Step, and then I like Tradeify a lot. Tradeify is a great firm. I think they're on here. Yeah, right here. So, I mean, they have a 4.8 rating on Prop Firm Match. Actually, they have 30% off right now with code MATCH for Prop Firm Match. So that's pretty solid. 30% off on Tradeify is a good promo. Those are my favorites, I'd say. Top One Futures is a good option as well if you're looking for straight to funding. But yeah, I would say Tradeify is my favorite straight to funded firm. And then if you're looking for more simple rules, my funded futures are Top Step. That would be my answer. Yesterday's trade was clean, especially the first one aiming for London high. Yeah, we had a clean trade yesterday. That was really good. My only regret is not holding for a few more ticks, but that's just when you trade negative risk reward, I always have that on my mind. I could have held a little bit longer, but it's just the way it goes. In volume profile, sometimes there are 2 gaps instead of 1. How to use the correct one. So I don't really use like gaps in volume profile. Let me show you. So the way I use volume profile, Shivam, I specifically use the indicator SVP, which is session volume profile. So we plot that on our chart, and I'm only using the previous day's value areas and point of control. So this is the previous day. So these are the levels I'm looking at, and I mark them on my chart every night. Like John was actually saying this on our interview yesterday. John, the co-founder of Prop Firm Match, he was saying it's like tying your shoes, like setting up your levels, you're tying your shoes. I like that analogy because that's exactly what I do. Previous day's point of control is right here. Previous day's value area high is just above us. Previous day's value area low is down here. Those are my volume profile levels, and then I actually take this off my chart. That's what I use. Those are the key levels. That's it. Is my risk variable or fixed? Great question. So I keep it fixed. But I can update my risk as my account balance grows. But it's always fixed for the day, if that makes sense. So like I trade the 150K accounts or the 50K accounts. If I'm trading a 50K account on futures, you have a tight drawdown. You have $2,000 of drawdown. So I'm usually trading micros, and I'm risking anywhere from like $200 to $400 per trade max. And then, I might be looking to make $200 on that trade. As my account balance grows though, like over the summer, I had a really good run with Tradeify. I withdrew like 40 grand from them. And with them, I was trading the 150K accounts at the time. And I really grew my balance pretty high. Like I had like an $11,000 balance in there and I was withdrawing 3K every 2 weeks and I was trading multiple accounts. So once I did that, I could risk more than a couple $100. I was risking, 500 as the minimum to maybe 1,000, trying to make $500. So my risk will change. It'll change as my account balance grows exponentially, but it's always fixed for the day, if that makes sense. Number one, instant funding. Yeah, I think it's Tradeify. I think the best firm for instant funding is Tradeify, in my opinion. And they do have a promo right now with code match for like 30% off, which is solid for Tradeify. They don't do like huge promos, Take Profit Trader are the best for getting payouts. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Yeah, they're on prop firm match as well. You can get 40% off with TPT. The cool thing about Take Profit Trader is that they have daily payouts, which is like insane. So once you're funded and you've made your buffer, you can withdraw every day. You could like literally every 24 hours, you can withdraw from them, which is insane. And there's no add-on. You're not like purchasing a daily payouts add-on for them. So it's really cool. I haven't traded with them personally, but that's a really good feature. Have I ever used Funding Ticks? Not yet. They're also listed on PFM though. So, and obviously Funding Pips is like a massive name in the space, right? So I would trust them for sure. Between those two things, they're a major Forex prop firm and they're listed on Prop Firm Match. So, I mean, I would trust Funding Ticks for sure. Brian, so I initially started with Forex. Well, if we go back all the way to the beginning, I was trading crypto first, then moved over to Forex, traded Forex prop firms for a couple of years, and then moved over to futures after my Forex funds went bust. So that was my issue. I had some funded accounts with my Forex funds. I took some payouts from them too. This was like the very beginning of me beginning to make some money. And all my accounts were with MFF and then they went bust. So I got jaded on Forex prop firms for a little while. And I moved over to futures and I never looked back. I love futures. Tradeify is really new. No, what is something you enjoy about Tradeify? So Tradeify is new. They're a newer firm, but they've just handled themselves like they're a class act. I mean, one thing I could say for sure about Tradeify is they pay out insanely quickly. Like every payout that I requested, and I requested like 7 payouts from them over the summer. And I was paid within, I'm not even joking, 15 to 20 minutes every time I requested, every time. That's one of the things, like at the end of the day, that's one of the most important parts of a prop firm. Like, are you going to get paid? And you don't want to wait days and days for a payout because it's nerve wracking. So that was the biggest thing for me. Number one is, are you going to get paid and is it going to be quick? So that's what I love about Tradeify. Bro, when is the next giveaway going to happen? I think we'll do one maybe when Zamco's on. Maybe like sometime after 9:30. So stay tuned. It's coming. Mayank says, I got 2 payouts from Tradeify. First one takes some time. Yeah, the first one takes a little longer, like 24 hours, because you got to get your rise set up. But after that, 10 minutes. Prince says, Zach, I took Funded Next on website, prop firm match. It is 120% reward fee. I believe that's like you'll get some extra. They'll give you some extra money on your payout. So your first payout, I think you get like an extra little bit. Yeah, guys, loving the questions though. I mean, for real, that's what we're here for. Answer questions about prop firms, help you choose the right one, because it is really important. There's so many out there, and there's more coming every single day. You got to go with ones that you know you can trust, which is, I mean, that is what Prop Firm Match is all about. So anything on this list, I rate 100%, but I do have favorites. You know, I got favorites. Like I said, My Funded Futures, Top Step, TOF is great, and then Tradeify. Those are my favorites. All right, it's almost 9 o'clock though, guys. So, you know, we're going to be getting ready. Zamco will come on soon. We'll do a little interview, hopefully take some live trades. I want to take some trades today. You know, I want to see this sweet previous day's high and go short, honestly. But we'll see. I can't force it. Hey, Christina, no worries. We're gonna contact you guys after the stream. So it's not going to be like, you're not going to get the account right now. It's going to be after stream. We're going to hit you up. So no worries. We got you. We got your name on here. You'll get the account. Trust me. Trust me. We got you. Yeah, Tradeify is pretty much all automatic, which is a big thing. You're not waiting manually for people to figure stuff out for you. Just huge. But all right, guys, any other instruments we want to look at? We got some time before the 9:30 open. Once 9:30 comes, we're going to probably be focusing on NQ and whatever Zamco wants to look at. If he trades New York Session, you know, we'll take a look if he has a Forex pair he wants to look at. But in the meantime, if you got anything, throw them in the chat. We can do some analysis. By the way, can you guys hear the music? Is it too low, too loud? Let me know. Sam the trader has to go. You were traveling. Hey, have a blessed day yourself, my friend. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, same time as always. On the Lightning account, is there any minimum days required? So I don't think there's minimum days required anymore on the Lightning accounts with Tradeify, but you have a consistency rule, which is 20%. So you're going to need a minimum of 5 days, but you can get paid out in 5 days if your consistency score gets to 20%. Oh, you can't hear the music. Okay, let me turn it up a little bit. I just don't want it too loud. I don't want it to cover my voice, you know? Let me know if you guys can hear it now. So what are the trading platforms for futures? The two big ones, there's many. So futures has a lot of options, but the two most popular ones are Tradeivate and Project X. And I like both of them. I think if I had to pick, I do have a preference for Tradeivate because I think Tradeivate gives a little bit cleaner execution. There's like minimal spread slippage. There's virtually none. But Project X, you can get a little bit of slippage from time to time. And the execution is a little bit funkier. It's still a great platform. And one of the benefits of Project X is that you have like a ton of personalized risk settings. So you could set a daily loss limit in there, and you can make that daily loss limit lock you out of the account. You can set personal daily profit targets. Like there's a ton of risk settings that Tradeify does not have yet. I think they're working on it. So it kind of depends on what's more important to you. Are you somebody that needs risk settings to stay on track? You know, do you need a personal daily loss limit, and do you need the platform to lock you out for the rest of the day? So because you don't trust yourself, Project X might be the move for you. If you're somebody that's not as much of an issue with, Tradeivate I think is better for execution and trading in general. You said it's hard to find targets when markets are at all-time highs. So what do you use for targets when you get an entry? Do you use psychological levels or fib tool? So that's the thing. I mean, it's just hard to get targets, Brian, and this is exactly why. So for me, if we are at all-time highs, I need to wait for those deeper pullbacks. That's the problem. I don't like using like fib extensions. It's not my thing. So what I would be doing, like if we were to go long here, I would be wanting to wait for a pullback at least to the previous day's point of control. This could act as a line in the sand for us. And then we can look for a long to maybe take out the high a day. That's it. I just can't buy up here, like right where there's an all-time high. But if we get a deeper pullback, then I could target some internal structure. That's the idea. But when we're trading all-time highs, we don't get those deep pullbacks. I mean, look at this all night. There's been no deep pullback. It's just been higher lows, higher highs. So it's a little tougher to trade. Prince, I did trade crypto for my first year, but now I have PTSD because it was my first year of trading. I was terrible. I lost a bunch of money, you know. This is a great question. Umo says, how can traders adapt their strategy to fit prop firm rules like drawdown or daily limit? This is like the question that I live for. So, okay. I'm going to talk about this in the context of futures prop firms for you guys. With a futures prop firm, you have two things. You have trailing drawdown, either intraday or end of day. And depending on the firm, depending on the plan you get, you have a consistency rule. Let's go with Tradeify, for example. You have a trailing drawdown, right? Which means the prop firm is not going to reward a very volatile up and down equity curve. Like if your equity curve looks something like this, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's ultimately going to go up in the long run, if your equity curve looks like this, the prop firm is not going to reward this because you're going to hit your trailing drawdown thresholds. It's just not going to work. What futures prop firms and prop firms with trailing drawdown reward is an equity curve like this. Right? They reward stable equity curves. So how can you achieve a stable positive equity curve? You can do that with scalping, trading lower time frames and keeping your win rate higher. So like if you're somebody that trades for, you're looking for 6R every time you take a trade or 4R, that's great. The math will work out in the long run, right? If you trade with a high R multiple. But the problem is with tight drawdown, trailing drawdown restrictions in futures, if you go through a small losing streak, you can blow your account relatively quickly. So what I did was when I was shifting over to futures, I moved over to a higher win rate trading strategy because my equity curve is just smoother. And that's when I started really finding success. So it all depends on what you're trading, what instrument, what asset, and what prop firm are you using. If you're trading a Forex prop firm and you have static drawdown, you can trade a high R multiple trading model. In my opinion, it still gets hard because going through those losing streaks can be tough. But, I prefer just winning the majority of my trades. That's what I've kind of moved over to. But it'll work because you have static drawdown, you have more room. But this is also why, I most of the time am trading the larger accounts. So I prefer the 150Ks in futures because we'll keep using Tradeify as an example. You get $6,000 of drawdown. So you have a bit more wiggle room. Whereas like if you look at the 50Ks, you have 2K. So it all just depends on what firm you're trading with. But I think that's an example of how you can do it with futures. And you can execute from TradingView. Yeah, you can. This is another great question. You're giving good questions. Are prop firms sustainable for full-time income or just a stepping stone? So here's the thing. Can they provide a full-time income? Yes, they can. They can. I mean, I told you guys, and this is not like a bragging about anything. I'm just trying to, I'm being honest here. I mean, I made I made over 50K in like 2.5 months over the summer from trading prop firms. That's a full-time income for some people, and I was able to make it in a couple of months. Again, this is not to brag. This is just to explain the ability to leverage your capital with prop firms is really an incredible opportunity, but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. That's the thing you have to understand. Number one, you have to learn how to trade, which takes years. Like, I'm sorry, there are some people that figure it out in a year or two, I guess, but they are the minority. Like, I did this, I didn't start having months like that until I was 4.5 years in to my trading career. Like, it's just the reality. So I think, yes, they can provide a full-time income, but you always want to make sure that you have other options. So I think trading a personal account long-term as well and putting some of the money you make from prop firms into a personal account is smart. I do that. But you know, it can provide that for you. I think you can't be like a year into trading and expect prop firms to pay your bills. You need to put in the work. You need to make that happen, and it takes time. Does Top Step have any consistency rules? No. So they don't. On their funded, they have no consistency rules. So that's one of the things that makes them an attractive firm, which also my funded futures is the same thing. There's no consistency rule in the funded anymore. Montana says, I personally think that high win rate and low or even negative RR is the way to go with prop firms with trailing drawdown. Yeah, exactly. So I agree. That was my answer to that question. If you're trading futures, if you're trading prop firms with a trailing drawdown, they're going to reward a more stable upside equity curve, which you can achieve with a higher win rate, lower risk reward trading style. Zach, I trade Forex and crypto with 1 to 3 RR and only 40% wins. Still profitable though. Think it'd work in a prop firm? Yeah. Yes, it can. So two things. If you're trading a Forex prop firm, I mean, I think you're fine. You could probably risk 0.5% and you'll be fine with that type of trading model. In futures, I think you should really make sure that you lower your risk though. Because if you're trading a 50K account and you have a 40% win rate, even if it's a 1 to 3 RR, if you go through a losing streak and you're risking too much, you're going to blow up. So you just got to risk small. Like, you have to, I always say a good rule of thumb is risk 1/10 of your drawdown. So if you have a $2,000 drawdown, you would risk $100 per trade, 1/10 of your drawdown, especially if you're using a lower win rate trading style. I'm loving these questions, guys. When scaling up, how do you stop yourself from changing your strategy just because the account is bigger? That's a good question. I mean, it depends. There are certain situations where you might have to change your strategy if you've scaled up significantly, actually. Like that actually is a scenario that can happen for people. But I think you got to just remember, if you got to the point that you're scaling up significantly, you got to stick to what's working. So if you're someone that's copy trading and you're scaling up through copy trading with prop firms, you probably don't need to change your style. Just, you got to trust that. I mean, if you got to that point, then you got to stick with what's working. By the way, guys, we got Zamco coming in 20 minutes, and we'll talk with Zamco, but don't worry, we're also going to do another giveaway at some point while he's on, probably. Let's get that going too. Let me make sure we got Zamco ready to get in here. And I think right before he gets on, we'll do a quick break. Like maybe 2 minutes. These questions are great though, guys. I'm sure if you have questions for Zamco too, make sure you get those in the chat, because I'm sure he'll be happy to answer some questions for you guys. Okay, so I think Zamco will be on at 9:20. So So 10 minutes from now. Okay, perfect. All right, guys, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a very quick break. Zamco's going to be on in 10 minutes, and I will be back in 2, all right? Be right back, you guys. All right, guys, we're back. How we doing, everyone? Quick break, quick coffee break. You know what I'm saying? And we are going to get Zamco in here. He's going to be in 5 minutes. Who's hyped for the Zamco interview? Let's get that music back on for the time being. I like this one. This is a good vibe. I see we got still a ton of questions coming in. I'm loving it, man. Can you tell a trading roadmap for a beginner who is watching? Where to start, where to go? Prop for a match, man. Yeah, prop for a match, Michael. I mean, this is like the place to get started. First off, you decide, do I want to trade Forex? Do I want to trade futures? That's number one. You have to choose between, an instrument class. I'm a futures guy, so we could stick to futures here. Once you do that, you have to pick a prop firm, right? This is where you can track everything. What is most important to you? Is trailing drawdown more important to you? Do you want end of day or intraday? Or what about challenges? Do you want to go with direct funded, or do you want to go with a firm that offers a challenge? What offers? Are you focused on the cheapest account to purchase up front, right? Go to the offers, look for the best promo codes available in that moment. Prop firm match is probably the best way to just find a prop firm. Once you do that, I would hope that you already have a trading strategy. You need to figure out what's your trading style, what's your model, what's your average risk reward. These are things that, you have to know before you just dive deep into prop firms. What is our plan for the opening, long or short? So I'm leaning into the shorts, my friend. I would like to short down to midnight. We can look, we might have a mechanical trading model set up, which would be, we trade the first inversion fair value gap in the direction of midnight. If that setup presents and it looks good, I'm going to take it. So we'll have to see. I'm kind of leaning short, but I also don't want to fight this trend, man. I don't want to fight the trend too hard. So it's going to be tough. I think we're probably going to engage this 15-minute fair value gap at some point. I think this will be a good line in the sand for us. So if we get a 15-minute candle closure below like 24,972, I think shorts could be looking pretty good, at least down to the 900s, maybe even like 850s. And then you have midnight coming in at 809. So I would like that. I'm hoping we get a move down to midnight. That's what I want to see. But we got to trade the charts. We got to trade what's actually happening in front of us. Is there any news? Let's check news, actually. Well, looks like no high impact USD. So nothing. It's a no news day, which makes sense for this grind up all night. Usually when there's no news, you got to remember the US indexes are designed to go up. So on days when there's no news, you're often going to have, a day where we just low volume grind our way higher. Icor says, I've been learning a lot lately, Zach. Hey, I'm happy about that, man. That's great. That's what we're here to do. What do prop firms even have rules about win rate? No, there's no rules about win rate. I don't know any prop firms that got that going on. That would be a little crazy. Tendo's learning a lot from here. I appreciate it, man. How do you ensure fair trading conditions for all traders? So again, I can't ensure that as an individual. My best thing to tell you is to use trusted sources to find your prop firms. You want to trade with a prop firm that offers fair conditions for their traders. That's where prop firm match comes in. That's the best chance you got, is at least sticking to a trusted source that is unbiased, like prop firm match, that helps consolidate and finds the better prop firms that are trustworthy. Do you provide educational material or mentorship for funded traders? Yeah, so I do offer private coaching, but I don't want to talk about that too much here. But I would say just go to my YouTube channel. I have a ton of educational content and more on the way. I got a lot more cooking on that. So my YouTube channel is in the description of this video, so you can find me there. You can find me on X. Yeah, no major news today, Mike. No major news at all. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just slow grind our way up. Let's see if we got Zamco in the chat yet. Nope, not yet. We'll keep an eye on him. Shivam, so you're saying that the giveaway was, we gave away futures accounts. So, if you usually trade Forex, maybe give futures a shot. You just got a free opportunity to trade futures. Do nothing. They're giving away knowledge too. Grab that. Facts. Tendo says, pass it to me. I'll take it. Yeah, Shivam. I mean, listen, if you want the account, if you don't want it, you can go ahead and give it to someone else. Okay, we got Zamco in the chat too. Perfect. Let's get him on now. One sec. These are not working. Yo, Zamco, what's up, bro? I think you might be muted on the mic.
There we go. Is that better? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. How's it going, bro?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Very good, man. Thanks for coming on. You're actually our second guest on the stream, so.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
For sure, man. So I actually, I've not been familiar with you personally. So, I mean, I got some questions if we want to do a little interview and then maybe look at some charts. Like, are you more of a Forex trader or do you trade futures?
I trade both.
Okay.
Literally, I would take the same trades that I take on my futures on my CFD prop firm accounts as well.
Okay, so you trade both futures props and CFD props?
Yeah, both.
What assets? What instruments?
So I mainly trade gold, German 40, which is DAX, and NASDAQ. So those are my main three that I trade.
Yeah, NASDAQ. So no Forex pairs anymore. No Euro USD, nothing like that.
Yeah, no, not really. They don't really perform that well.
No, man. They like in the last year or 2 years, I just feel like volatility has just dried up on Forex like that.
Yeah.
Like crazy. Yeah. I mean, a few years ago, because I'm similar. I started with Forex, but I moved into primarily futures. But I remember a couple of years ago, Euro USD could move 100 pips like daily. It was pretty easy to catch 100 pips on Euro USD. And now it's just gone to like, what, 20, 25, 30 pips is the average daily range these days.
Yeah, it barely moves. Barely moves,
man. You compare that with NQ. I mean, it's just like that.
Yeah.
So what would you say, German 30 or NQ if you had to pick one?
German 30, of course. Always.
Really?
Yeah. It just, I used to trade just NASDAQ before, but then when I started trading German 40, I was like, this is even better. When I first started off, obviously I was trading Forex pairs. That was my main journey, just numerous Forex pairs like everyone else. And then I started trading indices, so NASDAQ, and I'm like, whoa, like this is so much better. What the hell? And then that's where I started getting like my first ever like payouts from prop firms, and I'm like, wow, this is really working. And then I switched to German 40 or German 30, whichever one, it's the same thing. And I start trading that. Suddenly I'm like, wow, I'm winning even more than NASDAQ. Like it just moves so much better. And I've just seen a skyrocket in my win rate when it comes to German 40 compared to NASDAQ.
Interesting, man. Yeah, see, so I don't look at German 40, but maybe it's also because I'm US based. I'm here in New York.
Yeah.
So do you prefer to trade the German 40 during the London session? I'm guessing that's where the volatility is, right?
Yeah, literally from 7 a.m. UK times, because 8 a.m. is London Open. So literally just an hour before London Open, I'm already like looking at DAX, just ready on it.
Nice. So if you do trade NQ, is it more of like in your afternoon?
Sometimes yes, but mainly even London session, it just
nice.
It still moves pretty well even in London. For example, like if we're very bullish and then we've consolidated in Asian session, and in London session we're sweeping Asian lows, I'm probably expecting price to sweep Asian lows to then sweep Asian highs and continue up higher. So I'm looking for that buy in London session. So it just depends on what it does during London.
Okay, so this is interesting because I was wondering what your trading style is. So are you ICT based? Is that safe to say?
No, not really. I've kind of developed my own model. It's called the Z-Flow model.
Okay. So can you get your charts up? I'd love to look into it, see what you kind of how you look at charts. And if you want to pull up the German 40, the chat's actually very interested.
Well, actually, I've been mainly trading gold for the past 3 weeks because it just keeps going up. So I just keep buying.
So your trading style performs well in a market that is not really retracing and just going higher and higher.
Yeah, pretty much markets that are trending, and you just wait for price to retrace and just get in and just continue to move. That's all I'm trying to do. So that's why I call it Z flow model. It's like the Zamco flow model. You're following the flow of the market. You're not trying to fight against it. But once I do share a chart, you're going to basically, I know a lot of people are going to look at it and be like, oh, well, you're using fair value gaps. So that's ICT. That's not necessarily true because they are just inefficiencies. But let me see if I can pull up my chart here.
Yeah, you can go there into present. Yeah, while you're doing that, just so you know a little bit about me. So I trade fair value gaps as well. I trade like an ICT based model, but kind of also I've changed it to fit my own thing. It's kind of my own model because I incorporate volume profile with it.
Right.
Like my kind of, that's the sweet spot for me on kind of how I've made it my own. But okay, so we got your chart up here. Let's get that going. There we go.
Right. So, I mean, from yesterday, I've been holding a buy from all the way down here, but that's not really the trade that I want to talk about. Rather, I want to talk about this trade over here that I took this morning. So basically, I took this actually in Asian session just because I've seen that for the past few weeks, like most of the Asian sessions would just keep going up. So I thought, all right, let me just get in during Asian session. So basically, what happened was we mitigated. So when I say inefficiencies, most people would think fair value gaps, but I call it inefficiencies because that's all it is really. So we had this inefficiency here, price tapped that, pushed up, broke this high. Okay, so once we broke that high, now all I was waiting for was price to come into now this 15-minute inefficiency. Now I see that the 15-minute did close below, but that's kind of irrelevant to me because I'm mainly focused on lower time frame structure. So we were clearly bullish, breaking structure to the upside. We retraced down into a discounted area, which is, if you mark out from your swing low to your swing high, it's a 50% retracement. So we retraced into a discounted area. And once we got to that area, I then dropped to the 1 minute time frame and then waited for a market structure. This is the area right here, tapping into the 15-minute inefficiency. Once we tapped into this area, all I waited for was some sort of internal break of structure to the upside. And we had that right here. So that was your market structure shift. And once I had that, then I marked out another 1 minute inefficiency right here and waited for price to tap into that. Stop loss below the wick lows. And I just targeted the previous high. And that was that. That was just a simple trade that I took on all of my futures accounts, really. And yeah, it was just a nice, simple trade in and out within minutes. So that's
beautiful.
Pretty much.
Yeah. No, I mean, truly, I understand everything coherently. We trade very similar. We have a similar way of looking at things. Few key differences, but yeah, that's, I mean, I love that you use premium and discounts as well. I think premium and discount is like such an oversimplified tool that people don't rate it enough, man. It's so,
oh my gosh, yeah, right? It's literally a cheat code because
a
lot of people are like, which fair value gap do I use? All right, if you use premium and discount, you're going to take away quite a few of them, and now you only have this small area. You're only looking at this area now, so it just helps refine your zones much better and kind of understand where you should expect somewhat of a retracement into. So yeah, it's definitely underrated.
Dude, underrated for sure. So would you say that you're always sticking with the 15-minute time frame for like your structure?
No, not necessarily. It could literally be any time frame. That's like, I always get asked this, like, what time frame do you look at structure? But I think that question is irrelevant because you are generally just following overall market structure. Wherever I see some sort of inefficiency, that's all I'm going to be looking at. Like if we're just breaking major highs, so like for example, let's look at DAX for example. So we can go on to the hourly time frame. So it's all just combined into one. So for example, price over here, we can see on the hourly time frame broke this low. Cool. You can look at it on the 30-minute. It's still the same thing. We've pushed down, broken this low over here. So whether I mark it out like this, let's just do that. So yeah, we've broken it down like that. You can drop to the 15. It's still the same thing essentially. You are just looking at overall major structure, and depending on the time of day, you might want to look for an entry, maybe over here. Maybe over here quickly. It just depends. it's not like a set time frame that I'm looking at for structure. I'm just following the overall structure, and depending on what time. So for example, we pushed all the way down here, cool. But then over here, we only pushed down this much, but I'm still looking to enter on this move. I don't need some big move like this. It's more just using whatever's presented to me. So for example, in this scenario right here, we have this 15-minute inefficiency right here. Price swept the Asian highs, tapping into this 15-minute inefficiency. If you drop to the 1-minute time frame, then you can see after price tapped into this area, we started pushing to the downside. Then we had another 1-minute inefficiency. That's where the entry was, and targeting the previous lows down here. And that was it. Like, it doesn't really matter what time frame you're looking at in terms of structure. It's just wherever the structure is, really.
Beautiful. But so you enter mostly on the 1 minute. Is that your preferred entry method?
Yeah. 1 minute is my literally most of the time where the time frame that I enter on.
Yeah. So mostly in futures, I was, when I was trading Forex, I was mostly entering on like 15 and 5 minute time frames. And when you move over to indexes, I think it's just natural. We all go down to a 1 minute because you can move. I mean, like NQ can move 25 points in a couple of 1 minute candles. You also have a lot more efficient spread. There's virtually no spread, virtually no slippage, especially with futures prop firms compared to Forex prop firms. So it just makes trading on those lower time frames a lot more efficient than, whereas Forex, you kind of have to be on like a 5 and a 15 minute at a minimum. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh wait, no. Not, I wouldn't say that. Even on Forex or CFDs or whatever, I'm still using the 1 minute, because you can talk about spread and slippage, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me, because my main objective is just get into the trade, get the general direction correct. If I get slipped a bit, if my entry is a bit off due to spread, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just trying to catch the move. So whether it's on Forex or CFDs, I personally will still enter on the 1 minute time frame. But I do understand what you're saying, of course.
Yeah. So okay, no, totally agree with you, especially if you're somebody that's looking like that move right there. How many points is that you're probably capturing?
That's 1,025. So what's that? Like 100 pips?
Yeah, that's about that. I mean, so on trades like that, spread slippage is a minimal issue because you're capturing so many more points. So coming from my perspective, I've recently I'm more of like a low time frame scalper. I trade 1-to-1s now, or sometimes I even go with a negative risk reward trading model. So I risk 0.5, or I risk 1 to make 0.5. Sounds very counterintuitive, but my experience with futures prop firms, I found a lot of edge in exploiting really low time inefficiencies, capturing low hanging fruit, and keeping my win rate well above 70%. It all just depends on your relationship with the win rate and your R multiple. And being able to trade like that is only possible in futures for me, because those commissions, that spread, that slippage, over the span of 1,000 trades, that could be my make or break of having a profitable system or not.
Definitely. I agree with that. I was literally, just going to go on and say that if you are like scalping on indices and things like that, yes, of course, with futures, it's going to be much more optimal, because on CFDs, you don't really have your edge because of all the slippage and commission or whatever it is. But I agree. Yeah, when a small time frame, just scalping, definitely, futures would be the go-to. CFDs wouldn't really work that well.
For sure. So we actually got a question from Shivam. They're asking if you use personal capital or prop firms.
Oh, prop firms. Literally yesterday, after so long, I put like £1,000 into my personal account because gold just dumped. And I was like, you know what? Let me just buy it on a personal account. Why not? And it's currently running up like 5K or something. So I was like, oh, fair enough. £1,000 is now running 5K. But I am pretty much all just prop firms.
Nice. Yeah, I recently just got into personal account trading, and I cut my teeth on prop firms. I learned on prop firms. I am a part of that generation. Like, I started trading 5 years ago, and it was prop firms from pretty much day one. So it's funny that I just started trading personal, and it's nice, man. But at the end of the day, the leverage you can get from prop firms with such a small buy-in, I mean, it outweighs, the ability.
Absolutely.
I think it makes sense to build up a personal account and start. So you always have that on the side, but you just can't beat the leverage you get.
Definitely, I completely agree with that. The leverage is insane. Like, for example, my Funded Next futures. Have you ever traded with them?
No, I haven't traded with Funded Next yet.
Ah, okay. Well, they have a futures accounts, right? And they're called rapid accounts. So basically, you can pass your evaluation in one trade, and on the funded account, you have 40% consistency. So I was like, all right, fair enough. I can pass in one trade at least. So full port, whatever, pass in one trade. And then once funded, just keep your profit small. And now those accounts have now grown to $135,000 profit. And tomorrow I should be able to withdraw all of that.
Yeah, because the rapid accounts, there's no cap, right?
There is a cap for the first 5 payouts, so 2.5K cap per account. And on your 6th payout, then you can withdraw 100%. So I'm on my 6th payout now, tomorrow.
Beautiful, man. So you must have built that buffer up quite a bit.
Yes, yeah. Every single day, all I was doing was like 3K per trade. So a 3K profit a day. That's all I was aiming for after I got out of the 4.5K buffer. That's all I was doing.
So what balance do you have in there? Is it 100K per account, or like what's your your distributed drawdown that you have?
So I have 3 100K accounts,
Okay.
and each account is up $45,000. So that's
man. Yeah.
So
that'll do it.
And then my funded futures accounts, they're up $39,000 each, and I have 3 150K accounts. And my funding ticks accounts, I have 3 100Ks, and they are up $33,000 each. So it's like 350K up in total.
So this is actually an interesting thing to talk about with futures firms. From my experience, the thing about futures is once you build up your buffer, taking payouts actually gets much easier. It's usually that first payout that is the toughest. Like I can talk about from personal experience. Over this summer with Tradeify, I withdrew like 40 grand just from Tradeify alone.
Wow.
In a 2-month period. And again, the first payout is the hardest because I had to I was trading 150Ks. I had to make 9 grand. After you do that, especially with these direct to funded firms, your profit target gets lower and lower. And I ended up getting to the point where I always had a buffer of like $11,000 to $12,000 in my accounts. And then I would just withdraw 3K on top of that each payout cycle. And then it gets to the point you're kind of playing the game of the prop firm, right? Which is like, what is more likely in this cycle right now for me to ultimately lose $12,000 of my overall drawdown or make another $3,000?
Exactly.
You're playing the game, but it's the beginning. The first, you got to get through the trailing drawdown. You got to build that buffer. That's where that's the most difficult for me. And it sounds like you got through that hurdle, and then you could really kind of print with these prop firms.
Yeah. It's literally you've literally said exactly what I do. Once you build up that buffer, I never place stop losses on any of my trades. So my funded next accounts, they're up 40K each. When I place a trade, I don't have a stop loss. I am risking that 40K to make 3K. And I've had a 100% win rate for the past 3 weeks. It's just, you just need the general direction correct, and you just need a bit of a movement in your way, and that's it. You hit TP.
If you get that buffer, man, you're just outweighing the probabilities in your favor. Same thing with me. So back in early September, I finally blew my Tradeify accounts. I talked about it on stream, but I had August. I didn't have a single red day in August because of that, because I had that large drawdown and my targets were so small at that point. So man, that's definitely the way. So, okay, damn, it's 9:40. I didn't even realize. So the market is open. Do you focus on New York sessions, Zamco?
Not really. Pretty much do what I need in London, and the rest of the day I'm free.
Okay, let's do this. I'll get my chart up now. I can kind of show you what I'm looking at. So I am primarily a NASDAQ guy, and it's looking like, so we did have an entry for my mechanical trading model. I missed it, but let's go over this, guys. So I've recently formulated like a mechanical trading model using midnight price, and it's been going really well. It's a negative risk reward trading model, and this is how simple it is. we use midnight as our gauge on whether we are in a premium or discount of the daily trading range. So if we're above midnight open and we have not retraced to the midnight open in the hours of 9:30 to 11 a.m., we're going to be looking for shorts because we're in a premium of the daily trading range. Vice versa with longs if we're in a discount, which would be if we're below midnight and have not retraced yet. Our time window, 9:30 to 11 a.m., we look for our setup and we trade the first inversion fair value gap in the direction of the midnight open. So there is an entry right here. We could look for this. So you could either get in on the close of that 5-minute candle or set a limit order and hope for a retest. The thing about that is you'll get a bit of a better entry, but you might not get your fill. And that's just the risk you got to take. And then we target 0.5 to 1. So you would look for, if our stop is above structure, so we'd say we're going with like a 200 tick stop loss, we'd be looking for 25 points on NQ. So I'm trying to see, this might have already hit TP actually. Yeah, this one would have hit TP to the tick if you got in like that. So that setup will be done, but I could potentially look for an entry on the retest of this gap. The thing about where we're at right here, in my opinion, bro, is we grind it up all night, right? If I put on our overnight sessions, Asia just grind up, London grind up. It's a no news day. So for US indexes, from my experience on those no news days, these markets are designed to go up. So when there's no news or catalyst to really drop the market, I just notice often we'll have a low volume grind up kind of day. So I'm a little concerned. We also just missed previous day's high. So that could be a draw on liquidity. So we're not in the best position to look for the shorts, but I do think it could happen, at least for a retrace to like maybe London session lows. Here's one other knock against this trade right now and why I don't think I'm going to take it. We have equal highs right here. Do you use equal highs, double tops, double bottoms as a draw on liquidity?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you entered at the market, this trade would already be done. And now I'm a little cautious, a little trigger shy to get in on this retest. And where I incorporate volume profile is I use the previous day's profile. So I look at the previous day's value area high, value area low, and point of control. And really, they're just key levels for me that add confluence. I like to look at how is the market trading in relation to those levels of the previous day. So if we're comfortably trading above the previous day's point of control, most of the time I have an easier time looking for longs in most cases. We could also use them for classic levels just as rejections. So we can look for longs if we bounce from the previous day's point of control or the value area high, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I'm part of me is interested in this. I might have missed it on that retest. We'll see. We will see. I would love us to just sell right down to midnight. Maybe we can get an entry. And again, just because I think that midnight is the overall target in this scenario, I don't need to hold for midnight. So I used to trade a really high risk reward system. So I had very low win rate. Like my win rate was anywhere from 35 on the low ends to like 45, 50%. And I had an average R multiple of 3. That was what I used to trade. Wow. And now I've just totally flipped it. My win rate stays above, again, on the low end, it's at like 65%, but it can be as high as like 85, 90% on certain runs. But I'm targeting 0.5R or 1R. I'm just getting in and out. And the major key with that for me is limiting my execution. So I really try to be patient and just wait for a low time frame opportunity to exploit the edge that's there. And then I stop. So a lot of people, when they try to scalp, they think scalping means they're going to be in and out of the market all day, every day. They could take trade after trade after trade. And for me, it's like the opposite. If I get 1 to 2 good trades, like I'm done for the day and I just stop and come back tomorrow.
Would you think this is going to buy up to the equal highs now? We are investing a 1 minute inefficiently.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's why I don't want to take the short. I think these equal highs make perfect sense. We got previous day's high up here as well. That could be a draw.
Yeah. I didn't ask, how long have you been trading for?
5 years.
5 years, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
5 years. profitable, truly profitable for the last 2, like making the majority of my income from trading for really the last year. What about
That's
you? How long have you
impressive.
been trading?
That's very. I've been trading for 8 years, and I was unprofitable for 6 years, and
Yeah.
only last year April did I become profitable, I guess. But that was my first ever payout last year April, and then since then it's just been payouts like all throughout every single month, pretty much. But yeah, 6 years unprofitable.
Dude, from my experience, that's my personal experience. That's how trading goes. It's like you just eat it over and over and over again, year after year, and then something finally clicks and it changes. Because that's how it was for me. It's like my first year. Well, I shouldn't say that. I took my first couple of payouts on like year 2 with my Forex funds back in the day. And then when they went belly up, I moved over to futures. And there was a learning transition moving from FX to futures for sure. But yeah, once I got the hang of it, like I don't know what it was about futures. I think it's the minimal spread slippage for me and moving to lower time frames, but it worked out beautifully and like it just picked up exponentially. There's like the learning curve is steep, but once you get to a certain point, you'll see like massive growth. I'm sure you would agree then.
Yes, yeah, definitely. The moment it just clicks, it just oof. Yeah. I've got no words because I've experienced it, so I know exactly what you mean.
Shivam is asking me, what's the win rate of this negative risk reward model? So the midnight model runs on like a 70% win rate. Like if you actually test for the last 2 years, it wins about 70% of the time, which is good. Trust me, that's good. Even with negative risk reward, that's a profitable trading model. But there's periods in those 2 years, like where you're operating with like an 80% win rate, depending on the market conditions. It's less profitable when we are making all-time highs every other day because there's less mean reversion, right? Damn. Okay, so I could have got back in this. Little trigger shy. It's okay. I don't like these equal highs, just like you were saying. I'm not.
Yeah, the fact that we came so close to the previous daily high and we have equal highs just underneath.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We do have an SMT though. Do you use SMT divergence at all?
No.
Okay. SMT is pretty big for me. If you guys don't know what SMT divergence is, it's simply a price action divergence between 2 correlated assets. So I use it primarily on the NQ and the ES. And this is how you recognize it. If you see right here, previous day's high on ES was right here, and ES took out its previous day's high. So it made a higher high right there. If we go to the NQ, previous day's high right here, it made a lower high. So you could be okay with the fact that we didn't take previous day's high because of that bearish SMT, but we got those equal highs on top of it. I want confluence to stack in my favor as much as possible. And when we have perfect equal highs, it's a bit nerve-wracking to try and get short and fight this trend.
Yeah. Okay. It's interesting.
Umo just asked you, so I guess the 2 years of being profitable, these last 2 years, or the last year, covered the 6 years of losing. Is that true?
Yeah. So for the 6 years of losing, I probably lost around 80K of my own money. And so far, in terms of payouts, I'm over 800,000 within those 1.5 years of profitability. So
Damn.
It's made it back, and I have another 300K sitting in the futures account. So if I can withdraw all of this, I'll be over $1 million in payouts in just 1.5 years, pretty much.
Jesus, man. No, that's epic. That is massively epic. Seriously, that's like an insane achievement, bro. Would you say that most of your payouts are coming from futures firms or CFDs? Because you trade both, right?
Yeah, so far, most of my payouts are all pretty much from CFDs. I've only recently started trading futures properly, and probably only 180K is from futures. The rest is all CFDs.
Beautiful. And are you copy trading your CFD firms as well?
Yeah. So I manually copy between the accounts. So If I see a good setup, I'm on my MT5. I'm switching manually between all my accounts to place that same trade.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the cool thing about the CFD firms that I do miss is static drawdown.
Yeah.
Static drawdown is great. I mean, the trailing drawdown is tough to get used to for a lot of people.
Once you build that buffer, then obviously then it doesn't really matter. But
That's
getting through that trading drawdown is difficult.
Exactly. It's very difficult for a lot of people. We got some people in here. They want to see more of how you trade, Zamco. Are you cool with getting your chart up? Do you want to show people what you might be looking at? People heard almost a million in payouts, and they're like, yo, how's this guy trade?
It's very simple. You know what? I'll just draw lines, and that might help you understand exactly how I do it. It's very simple. Like when you realize that I am just following market structure. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so
there we go.
Can you see my screen? Yes, you can. Okay, cool. Let me just draw an empty blank canvas. Okay, let's say price is moving like this on the higher time frame, whether that's hourly, 15-minute, whatever, just overall structure of the market is like this. All I'm waiting for is for price to come down and just do something like this. So higher time frame structure, and then you mark out your premium and discount. So you mark out your high to your low. Mm-hmm. So all you're waiting for is some sort of inefficiency within the discounted area. You mark it out, whether that's a 15-minute, an hourly, 30-minute, whichever one, doesn't really matter. Once price taps into that area, all I do then is drop to the 1-minute time frame and look for this model, which is simply a market structure shift breaking the previous high on the 1-minute time frame. Once price taps into the higher time frame inefficiency, once we do that, then I would ideally draw another premium and discount level, and within that 1-minute structure that we've broken to the upside, I want to then look for another 1-minute inefficiency within the 1-minute discount, and that's all I'm taking, with my stop loss below the 1-minute lows that have just been created after the market structure shift, and I'm targeting the higher time frame highs, so then I can catch the whole higher time frame move whilst getting an entry on the 1-minute time frame with a tight stop loss. That's it. That is literally all I do. It's quite simple, right?
I mean, listen, I always say simplicity is key. I think the thing is, a lot of people, like what you said, is it's all very simple concepts, but it does take some time to really intuitively get what you're doing. Yeah. And
of course,
but once you do, it really is simple. I mean, and it's beautiful. So I would say that most of your analysis, I mean, like market structure is king, right?
Yes, definitely. Market structure is literally all I mainly look at. Without market structure, you have nothing really. Let me see. I know there was another good entry somewhere which I can give a better example from. Was it this one? Let me see. Oops, I don't know what I just did. Apologies. I'm just trying to look for something nice.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we're here. There's actually people asking if this video is recorded, and so you will be able to access this on the Prop Firm Match YouTube video channel in the live section. So it'll be there for later viewing.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. At least people can watch it back. So this is a nice one, right? So this is on gold again, and all I was looking at was structure. What we had was price moved from this low to this high, and you have to understand where it moved into. So now, obviously, it's not as simple as what I just showed on the screen. Rather, you have to also understand liquidity and sweeping of liquidity, and then getting reversals. So, for example, over here, you can see these triple lows right there. And then just below, we have a 3-minute inefficiency right there that has not been tapped into. So right there. Price came close all these times, but did not tap into that. And we had these triple lows. And once that got swept, we then finally impulsively pushed up, breaking structure to the upside right here and right here. And after we did that, we had all of this inefficiency right here. So then you just start marking them out. You have this one down here, you have this one up here as well, which did get tapped into. So that would be your trade right there. Once price tapped into, I think this one was a bit tricky to enter into on the lower time frame, but simply we did have a market structure shift to the upside. We did retest into a 3-minute inefficiency and then drop into the 1-minute time frame. Once price went into that area, you can see this low right here. We push up, then we push down, then we push up even higher, breaking past this little wick high. And kind of, I just took my trade there. That was a really risky one, but point is that we are just following structure. We push up, breaking structure, we retest into an inefficiency, and then you just follow the move. And then we targeted previous Asian highs. And that was pretty much it. And then I believe afterwards we came even deeper into this area. And I was still bullish because once you drop to the lower time frames again, you can see right here, once we came into that area again, we started pushing up once more, breaking this wick high right here. Let me see. So yeah, we broke, get rid of that. So yeah, we broke that wick high right here. So we've broken structures to the upside, but there's not really a clean entry right now because this 1 minute right here, that's already been tapped into, that caused the push up to break this high. And so basically that was kind of irrelevant to me. And this one again as well, right down here, we've already tapped into it over here. So once an inefficiency has been tapped into, I'm not looking to enter that. So once I do have my confirmation, all I'm looking at is untapped inefficiencies. So all of these have been tapped into, so there was no entry there. But then further, we can see once we push up again, breaking this high and breaking this high, we had this 1 minute right here. Sorry, yeah, once we pushed up again, breaking this high again, we had another 1 minute right here. And that's where my entry was, right there. Stop loss was below the structural low. And all I did was target, again, previous highs. And I was just targeting the previous highs up here. And that was like a 1 to 3 risk to reward right there. So it's just following, you can just looking at the narrative of what happened over here. When price came down, sweeping these lows, then we swept these triple lows and then we pushed up. So that's key. The fact that we swept liquidity, then pushed up. So that's why I'm really, really intrigued on this specific area because of how it did that. Yeah. It didn't just start moving up. It swept all of this and very impulsively pushed up. So I know there's a lot of buyers over here trying to get in. And all I'm waiting for is price to come back into those areas, give me some sort of reversal confirmation, and then take my entry in the 1 minute inefficiencies and then continue the direction of the market. That's basically what I do.
So how important is your target in this? Is your target absolutely essential, or are you more focused on following the current structure and trend? And maybe if there's not a clear target, is that something that would make or break you getting into a trade?
Yeah, if I definitely need a clear target because I need a reason for price to be pulled up to that area. If there's a previous daily high that's been unswept and daily candles are all printing bullish and the current daily is just making a bottom wick and it hasn't swept the previous daily high, that's a good target because price is going to be pulled towards that most of the time. But if there's no actual reason for price to be pulled up to a previous high or some sort of inefficiency, like let's say a 4-hour fair value gap or an hourly fair value gap, some sort of equal highs, if price is not being pulled anywhere, then I'm not really going to be able to take that. So I need some sort of reasoning to target a certain level.
Yeah, I completely agree. I always tell this when I'm teaching is your target, for me at least, is more important than my entry signal, because without the target, I have no basis on a trade idea to begin with. So I always tell people, if you can determine what the draw on liquidity is or the directional bias, if you can nail that down first, there are usually multiple opportunities to enter the market in that direction towards your target. You would probably agree. So you took that, in that exact example, you took that unmitigated inefficiency and you entered on that one. But I guarantee there are a couple other entries that you could take on your way up towards that target, right?
Yeah, definitely. There's always numerous areas, but I just try to get the most optimal. And if I can't get that, then I might have to take it along the way. But ideally, I want to be getting in as low as I can or as high as I can. In between the moves, I really don't like entering because sometimes price just retraces and it's just, you have to widen your stops or you just get stopped out because you entered so low down. I want to get basically before it reverses. That's where I want to be getting into.
And that is where premium and discount comes into play.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is just, it's, guys, it is such a simple concept, but it is just so underrated. Like it's crazy how helpful it is.
This is a really good example right here. I think if we look at just premium and discount, so from this swing low to this swing high, we can see that, I'm just going to drag this to the right. So just from this swing low to this big impulsive move that pushed up, even if we take, let's say, this high, even from this big move up that pushed price up, you see how price retraced down? It didn't come into like a discounted area and then we pushed up. So all these buyers are all happy, like, yeah, we're catching the buys, but actually they all get swept. Price finally comes into a discount, then we get the real move up. So it's very, very crucial to make sure you're getting in a discount or premium price. Like, yeah, you could have taken an early entry up here thinking, yeah, you're doing well, but overall, long term, you'll probably get taken out before the real move happens. So yeah, premium and discount, absolutely crucial.
Absolutely crucial. Also, guys, I'll go back to my charts real quick and we could see what's going on with the market at the moment. Let me do one thing here.
Oh, finally, equal highs taken.
Equal highs taken. So, I mean, that kept us out of the trade, luckily, at least. Kept us out of the short idea. Although, the negative risk-reward model, you would have hit TP. This is where the previous day's point of control really comes into play for me. I mean, at the end of the day, if we're holding above the previous day's POC, I mean, you will see like just near perfect reactions at this level day in and day out. So, you know, this holding can also keep us on the right side of trend and not get too caught up. So it's still no trade for me. I mean, I think now we're going to come up for that previous day's high. We're right there. We got it at 25.45.
You know, one thing I really hate is once we sweep a previous daily high, then people are like, oh, can I enter buys now? It's like, what are you doing? We've just swept the target. I've never understood that.
Target, man. No, but you know what? A lot of people do it because a lot of people, they don't use targets or like liquidity pools as targets. They're more just focused on like, I'm a trend follower, you know, and so they say, if the market's going up, I want to go up with it. And that's actually where I say like simplicity is key. But I do think you need to have like an extensive view of price action. And I'm not saying that ICT or using liquidity targets or inefficiencies is the only way, but I think you need an extensive view because a lot of people do get caught up. Like a lot of people are buying right here. You know it. Like there's a lot of people buying right here. They're saying they're going to buy breakouts of previous day's high. And we're probably going to get that deeper pullback at some point, and then they got to deal with that. So, it's a fine balance between keeping things simple, but also having like a real understanding on how to read price.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is tough. I mean, ES is, and this is why I like to look at the ES and the NQ and gauge the relative strength and weakness between the two. Because I know right now, let's say I do want to take a short at some point. I know for a fact I will have an easier time shorting NQ over ES because ES is just noticeably stronger. ES has already broken and retested its previous day's high way above, while NQ is lagging behind a little bit. We still haven't even technically swept the previous day's high. So I know if I want to find a short, if that makes sense at some point in the day, if I short NQ, I'll just have an easier time in that trade than trying to short, you know, the asset that has relative strength over. We got some people asking, what is the POC? So that the POC is the point of control, and this is a volume profile tool. What a volume profile does, I'm sure you guys are used to a standard, you know, standard volume bars that you find at the bottom of a chart. So what a volume profile does is it takes that information and actually finds the volume inside the candles. And what we use are 3 key levels. We use the value area low, the value area high, and the point of control. So the point of control is this red line right here. And this, for this current day, this is yesterday's price action. The point of control is the level that had the most volume. So the most transaction occurred at 24,905. So this becomes a key level for us. And we can use it to just gauge where the market is in relation to those levels. So the point of control, to keep it simple, is the level with the most volume of the previous day. Yeah, and it's
I've never come across POC. Like I've always heard previous day POC, and I've never actually known what it is because it's not something I use. But that is very interesting because it makes sense. Wherever most of that volume was traded, most likely will retest that area, and then same thing would happen.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, so before I even started trading with fair value gaps or any type of like ICT based trading models, this is one of the first things I learned that for me, I found edge in, that I was like, okay, there's something here. I need to stick with it. So even when I moved over to ICT related styles, I can't live without looking at the previous day's value area high, point of control, and value area low. They're just so essential for me. There's one other way we can use them too. So if you see right here, this was Friday's price action. So we had that massive sell-off. The point of control of Friday's sell-off coming in here at 25,316. This was the point of control. Now, it was never tested the following day. So what we can do is this level will oftentimes act as a magnet for price if it hasn't been tested yet. So, I mean, we could make the case that at the end of the day, we're still in a very bullish market. Like we go to the daily where, structure is extremely bullish. So do we want to come for this previous day's point of control of Friday? It could be used as a magnet. So we might be coming here, maybe not today, but in the next day or two. I think this could be acting as a target for us. So I'll have my eye on that. And right here, I mean, we just have this inefficiency. Like we have this hourly. This would be like your premium hourly bearish fair value gap, right? So we could also draw into that. If you had to pick, Zamco, are you thinking more bullish or bearish for the next?
Definitely. I've seen so many times, I've seen these big, huge moves down. And when price comes into some sort of like hourly fair value gap, people are like, oh, let's just sell. But honestly, most of the time after these big dumps, it just goes right through and just continues even higher. It just doesn't ever really hold up. It's very rare to see it hold up and sell off again. Like I've not really seen that much.
No, you're absolutely right. Like these sell-offs get everyone extremely bearish, but when they happen this quick, we could often just retrace that move relatively quickly. Actually, using the volume profile can actually even help with that context because, okay, this highlighted portion is your value area. So this is the overall part of the range that had the most volume. But if you see how small these volume bars are, there's virtually no volume in this sell-off, which once again means if we want to come back in here, we can slice through this like butter. A lot of people think if we sell off really aggressively that there must be like massive sellers in here and a lot of volume pushing down the market. But from my experience, these really quick sell-offs are often attributed to low volume because there were just no participants. So the market got bid down very, very quickly. So when we come back in here, if it doesn't hold as resistance, we could just slice our way up, which it looks like that might be what's happening.
I like the way you trade. It's very, you see it as I see it. It's like, finally. I really like it. It's really good.
I appreciate it. I mean, the way you trade makes perfect sense for me. So yeah, I mean, likewise, bro. Man, look at that. And we got gold. A lot of people in the chat like to look at gold. So I've been trying to look at it, but I'm just an NQ guy, man. I'm trying to make the chat happy, but it's just not my thing.
There was another, literally to your left, there's another 5-minute fair value gap below. Go down one more structure below. One more. There. That's the one where in the morning in London session, I was like, look, we've broken the highs. We're coming down to that. Probably continue buying from there. And it tapped down and just continued up. So that's where some of my mentors, mentees, they took their buys as well. But it's like that's all I'm doing, just structure. Look, 5 minute came down, discount, buy, and it continues higher. Like that's it. Really simple.
100%, man. Oh, by the way, guys, I promised a giveaway while Zamco was on. Should we run a quick giveaway? Because I think you're not taking any trades yet, right? Do you think you're done for the day?
Oh yeah. I'm just holding this gold buy like from yesterday's lows on my personal, but I'm done for today. All my futures accounts are up. I've got payouts submitted. I'm chilling.
Nice, dude. So, okay, let's do this. Maybe we could get this giveaway going. And maybe in the meantime, Zamco, if you want to go over that gold long that you're in on the personal account, I don't think we did that yet.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's see.
So, all right, guys, chat, we want to do a quick giveaway while Zamco is going over this gold trade. What I want you guys to do is just type your name in the chat. Type your name in the chat, and I will pick a winner at 10:15. So right now, go.
Okay, let's share. Oh, you're already on my screen. I didn't realize you were already.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, so we had this big gold dump. I didn't even have any money in my personal like trading account, but after I started seeing it dumping, I'm like, you know what? I might as well just buy on. Why not? So then I was looking at any sort of areas where we could buy from. So we had this hourly inefficiency down here after we started sweeping the Asian lows. So Asian lows is very crucial for me. If we are selling off like this, we're coming to the Asian lows, and then London opens, or even pre-London. Most likely we're going to sweep the Asian lows if we're already so low before pre-London even starts. So waited for the sweep of the Asian lows, and then looking at the hourly time frame, it was just a random inefficiency right here. And you can see that this wick right here, it came very close. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in more. But it didn't tap it. So it didn't tap into this 1 hour over here. And then I heard some of the people in my group saying that on the CME chart, there were some contracts at like 4110 or something that were unfilled. And that's exactly where price tapped into and started rejecting. So I knew that, okay, this 1 hour is probably some sort of has some sort of significance. So once we tapped into that hourly inefficiency, this is where my entry was taking place. So again, we came very close. We didn't tap it. And this low right here, even though it looks like it's an equal low, it literally is such a slight move, but it did go just below that previous wick. And I believe on the futures chart, it did sweep the low. And then once we did that, we then pushed up even higher than this high over here. So this right here, so we had this high over here. We had broken that to the upside, and then we retested this 1 minute inefficiency right here. So that was it. That was literally the trade right there. The entry. We swept this low, tapping into the hourly inefficiency to the left. We pushed up, breaking this high. Once we did that, right here, we broke this high, and we had this one candle push up even higher. We created this 1 minute inefficiency. I know this isn't it's not in a discounted area, but honestly, it was just the only 1 minute inefficiency left, and there's nothing below that. So then I had my stop loss below the lows. And I have just been holding the buys since then. We did have a retest of my entry, and then some of my positions got closed due to margin, but luckily the positions are still running, most of them. And I've still just been holding all throughout, and I'm just holding till
beautiful.
Aiming for on the CFD chart for 4,250. Nice psychological quarter point. So that's kind of what I'm holding. So yeah, so it's just an hourly tap over there, 1 minute market structure shift, 1 minute inefficiency, take your buy, and just holding until price stops, just holding this buy.
Yeah, no, I really like the way you trade, man. Yeah, that all makes perfect sense. So do you take partials at all, or are you one in, one out kind of guy?
Nah,
same,
I can
man.
never take partials, honestly. It's the most useless thing for me, because if I take partials and price continues going in the direction, I'm going to think, why the hell did I close? And then I'm going to try do some stupid thing, maybe try enter on some little retracement to make it back, or to add on, or whatever. It's not great for my psychology. I either want all of it or nothing. I don't really want in between. All or nothing, really, for me.
Dude, yes. So yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I'm right there with you, man. So also my thing with partials is that, you know, a lot of times if you're going for partials, that means you're looking for quite a big move if you can't just hold one in, one out. So that's fine. But if you're taking partials all the way along a trade, that's going to give you 6R. By the time you get to your final TP, you don't have a 6R trade anymore, you know, because you're taking off risk every few points. You end up to get a 6R trade, you're only netting maybe 2.5, 3R by the time you've taken your last partial. So then it goes like, why not just take a 2R then, or a 3R? You're like making it harder for yourself. So,
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my thought process. Also, guys, no more typing your names. We're good. We're gonna do this giveaway. Also, I see a few people trying to cheat the system a little bit. We're doing too many, putting your name in too much. Spiking, I see you, bro. If you win, I don't know if I can give you the account, bro. You've typed your name like 100 times. So next time though, I'm gonna say, guys, one entry. You can only enter one time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put this in though.
You know, when it comes to taking partials, you're absolutely right. People are aiming for a 6R trade, but they're not actually getting 6R. So when you look at it over a long period of time, if you're taking a few losses along the way as well, your wins don't really compensate or make up for those losses because you're just taking small wins still. But if you do all or nothing, big TP, or I'm sorry, like 1 to 6, and you're actually hitting 1 to 6, then you do have 6R. You can take 6 losses before you finally get back to break even. But you're absolutely right. The numbers don't work out if you're taking partials along the way.
Exactly.
You're just not making the most of your winners.
One thing I could understand trailing. So, because then at least you're keeping your full weight of the position on, and trailing is, especially if you're looking for a bigger move, you want to lock in. Yeah, the partials. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to trade, but for me, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But all right.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
We'll do this giveaway quick. So I got your names in here. We're gonna do spin. So this is gonna be for what accounts should we give out? What have we given out so far? We've given out a couple of top 1 futures accounts, a couple of alpha. So let's do. What am I getting a phone call right now? Let's do Blue Guardian. Blue Guardian 25K accounts. That'll be for here. So shout out Blue Guardian prop firm futures. This will be for a futures firm. Here we go. Here we got.
Oh my gosh.
SP King. I don't think I could do it, bro. It's giving out like bad habits. I'm sorry, brother. Next time you have to only do 1 entry. I can't give you the account, man. I'm sorry. I feel bad, but let's try again.
I think if he won again, then maybe give it to him.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Maybe if he wins 3.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Garrow 2.0, you are the winner of a 25K Blue Guardian futures account. Congrats. Let us know in the chat that you're here, and we'll make sure we get that account to you, bro. Congratulations. And we'll do one more. We'll give away one more account. And by the way, we have more giveaways, guys. So when Zamco gets out of here, and maybe we'll do another giveaway at like 11 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. We're going all day. What firm? Garrow, it's for Blue Guardians Futures, 25K accounts. Okay, so now let's do one more. So we're going to remove that. So he's out of there. And boom. It landed on SP King.
Yeah.
SP King, I said 3. If you get it, if you win a 3rd time, you'll get the account, bro. I think that was a good idea from Zamco.
Oh no.
Okay, there we go. Umo James. And you know what? I'm glad Umo won because he's been in the chat asking fire questions all day. So that one is well deserved. You are the winner of a 25K Blue Guardian account.
Yeah,
my
I saw some of
friend.
the questions.
Yeah, really good questions. So that one's deserved. Congrats, bro. And I've seen you in the chat. So, all right. More giveaways to come, guys. I got more top one futures accounts, more Blue Guardian, and more alpha. So just keep in tune with the chat. But all right, man, what were you going to say before? I think you were following up on something, maybe about partials. I'm not sure.
Yes, I actually wanted to ask about the inverse, where if you're going into drawdown, let's say you're taking losses, do you reduce your risk as you go in, as you're taking losses?
Yeah, it's a great question. So it depends for me, like on if I'm trading prop or personal. First off, if I'm trading personal, absolutely.
Yes, of course.
I'll reduce risk as it goes down. But with prop firms, it kind of depends on what my end goal is. So, you know, a lot of times with props, I'll admit, man, I'm risking a lot in the beginning to just get through that trailing drawdown. Like when I play the prop game, so I know that as long as I withdraw more than I put in on challenges or on direct funded accounts, I'm net profitable. So I'm okay with being putting more risk on, and I don't reduce the risk most of the time. Okay. Especially in the beginning when I'm trying to get through that trailing drawdown. Now, if we're at a point where, you know, I have a really nice buffer and I've been able to take consistent payouts from a same set of accounts, in those cases, I actually do reduce risk. So over the summer with those Tradeify accounts, I traded risk on with like on average 2 to 4 mini contracts on NQ. Got through my trailing drawdown, got through my profit target. And then once I had about $10,000 to $12,000 of buffer fluctuating in those accounts, I did lower the risk. Because now my profit target is only 3K and I have all of this drawdown. I don't need to trade 2 to 4 minis to make a 3K profit target in a few days of trading. So I actually reduced the risk. But again, I'm doing that playing the prop firm game. So it kind of depends on what I'm doing.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, you're talking about once you're in profit and built the buffer and everything, fair enough. So that makes sense. Okay, because a lot of people, let's even say on CFD ones, because that's a lot of what I trade as well, but like you have your 10% overall drawdown that you can have on the accounts. And if they take like 2-3 losses, instead of risking, let's say 1% per trade, they start now halving their risk. But it's never really made sense to me, because let's say you're taking losses, and now you're halving your risk. The moment one trade wins, you're not really making back much. It doesn't make sense. Like blow the account, buy another one, but don't try and like reduce your risk as you're going into drawdown, because that one winning trade where you're finally happy, you haven't even made much because your risk was so low. And yeah, so that's why I just wanted to ask. It's just funny to me that people do that, and it just doesn't make sense to me. But
yeah, no, I'm with you.
The way you do it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you 100%, because I mean that goes back to like it's a prop firm account, guys. Like you know, your risk is already capped at your purchase fee. That's your risk, you know.
Yep.
So if you know that and you play the game, yeah, I agree. There's no reason to lower your risk because you're taking losses. Because like you said, you make one win, you finally get the win. It did nothing for you, for your bottom line. Now, if you're trading a personal account with your own capital and you're trying to hold that personal account for a long time, because there's 2 ways to trade personal as well, right? You can be like account flipping, where you're risking a lot to try and flip an account. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to hold a personal account and you're trying to build and grow it long term, that's about the only situation where I think lowering risk when you're going into drawdown could make sense. Because, you know, if you have 20,000, 50,000 in a personal account and you don't want to blow through it, then it makes sense to lower risk. But with prop firms, you know, your risk is capped. You know exactly what your risk is.
Yeah, definitely. Have you ever, because you said that initially you always risk more to at least build up the buffer or things like that. So that I do the same, even to pass evaluations. I just full port. People will say like you're risking 4% in a trade on CFDs, let's say, and they call me a gambler. And I'm just saying, well, I'm only risking the account fees. It doesn't matter what I'm risking on the account. Exactly. It's just the account fee that I'm risking. So in terms of like, let's say I have 100K in my bank and I spent $500 on a challenge. technically I can risk 4% in a trade, but I've only risked 0.5% of my actual money. So it doesn't really matter. But I get called gambler a lot. So I was wondering if you've ever been like got that comment because you risk a bit heavier.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, of course. There's always people in a chat that are like, you don't know what you're doing. I'm like, all right, I think I kind of know what I'm doing. Like, I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. So would you say, I know most of your payouts have come from FX firms.
Yeah.
Do you think that FX firms or CFD firms with the static drawdown, the two-step challenge, which one do you think is easier to get a payout from? A futures prop firm or a CFD?
Oh, that's a hard one, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm getting more wins and getting more payouts on my futures accounts than my CFD ones. But if you asked me that like 3 months ago, I would have said CFDs. But right now, I feel like when you know how to go about it, I think it's much easier on futures to get payouts. I think it also comes down to your personality, because for me, I always try to get one big win on a CFD account, and that's my payout, right? But what tends to happen a lot of the times is I'm holding a trade for so long, and then I might hit break even, and I'm just annoyed because I didn't close the trade. But when it comes to futures accounts, a lot of them have consistency rules, so I'm forced to have to close and secure profits. So actually, my win rate and actually securing profits works out on futures, and I actually get payouts. So I think I would go with futures when it comes to me. I'm getting just more payouts generally because I'm forced to take profit.
Very interesting. I mean, I agree with you. I think for me, it's been futures firms. I think the two-step challenge is rough, man. I'm so used to these one-step challenges now with futures, and also, direct funded with futures firms. It's just so hard for me to go through the idea of because with a two-step challenge, I mean, bro, I'm spending at least a week or two, right? Like, even if you're full porting, like, how often do you pass your two-step challenges in a week? Is it often, or?
Oh yeah, pretty often. If I haven't passed within the week, then I'm doing something wrong.
Okay.
Either I blow the account in 2 days, because obviously 5% day one if I draw down, then 5% next day if I lose the account. But yeah, within 2 days, either I've lost the account or I've passed. It's one or the other, like past phase 1 and then phase 2 after the trading days. But phase 2, either within 2 days I flop it or I pass it within those 2. So that's all it is for me. So within 4 actual trading days, either I get to funded or I lose the account.
So are you going 5% risk per trade, and it's just like you're trying to catch a 2R, make your 10% profit target?
Yep.
That idea? Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, man. I mean, FTMO just reopened in the States. So I've been, I have a 2-step FTMO challenge. I passed phase 1 and I did exactly what you just did. So I took a short. When did I start it? I took a short, it was up here. I took a short here on Wednesday night, and I just held it with 12 lots, which I think was the equivalent to like 12 micros, give or take, and passed phase 1. But now phase 2, I just started it yesterday. I hit the loss limit, the 5%, or I risked 4.5% because the daily loss limit's a hard breach, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's 4.5%. So now we'll see if I can get that thing passed. I'm doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. One thing with FTMO, if you do pass with that much risk, you will get restricted to 1%, because I've had that.
Wait, say it again.
When you pass FTMO with that much risk, after they'll give you the funded account, but then you'll be restricted to 1% risk then on.
Really?
Yeah, and even in challenges afterwards.
Oh my God.
That's one thing. Because I've been restricted, and now I'm actually banned from FTMO because I kept doing it.
That's the other thing. I feel like futures have taken up a large portion of the market share recently, and the CFD firms, no hate to CFD firms, they're great. Again, depends on if you're a swing trader, you have to use CFD firms. But I do think they've taken a large portion of the market share, futures that being, and it's forced some of these CFD firms to be a little more, add some more restrictions,
Yeah. It's a good point you made there, in terms of rules and restrictions. with CFD ones, you get risk emails. You just get emails saying, actually, you shouldn't be doing that or whatever. But with futures, I've never got that. You risk however much they allow you to, and that's their parameters, and you're absolutely fine all the time. I've never got a restriction email saying, actually, you're risking too many micros or whatever, or minis. It's like, you don't get that ever. It's just, here's the rules, play by it, or that's it.
Yep. The only futures firm that I see that with from time to time is Apex, but their model, model's crazy because they offer 20 accounts. I mean, that's a risky model to a certain degree, but you're right. Like, other than that, futures firms, it's like, here are the rules. As long as you follow them, it's cut and paste, black and white, you'll get your payout. Exactly. Which again, when you're dealing with that, I mean, that's just one less thing to have added stress on your back when you're trading.
Yeah, definitely.
So someone just asked me if Blue Guardian has an activation fee. So this is actually a good time. We could check prop for a match. Let's find Blue Guardian.
I need more fun. I need more futures firms. I need more. I need more.
Oh, dude, we could check it on prop for a match for you. I think anything listed here is the move, because you can trust what we have listed here. I know there's a way to filter for this. Let's go back. Let's go to challenges. I think we do it from challenges. Customize activation fee. Okay, so let's apply that. These are all the firms that have activation fees. So Blue Guardian has no activation fee, I believe. Oh, it'll say it here as well. Wait, let's go. My bad. I didn't answer yet. Okay, yes. Blue Guardian does have an activation fee, $149, which is pretty industry standard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's cool about prop for a match. You can check all this stuff in real time. So you're using Funded Next Futures and what other futures firms?
Funding Ticks and My Funded Futures and Funded Next Futures. I also use TopStep and Take Profit Trader. TopStep, I blew my funded literally yesterday as gold dumped. I tried to take a buy and I just blew my funded, and I've already bought like 10 accounts. So I'm already I can't buy any more until November the 1st. So I've gone past my limit. So I have to wait for that.
Oh, but TopStep gave you the active trader program limit or whatever? Yeah. Because I did 100K payout from them in one go. So that'll do it.
That'll do it. They don't like me.
Hey man, that's the thing. Like, TopStep, they will pay though. Like, you get 100K payout, you're secure. You're going to get that payout, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I would say, bro, I mean, TopStep, in my opinion, you might agree, I think TopStep is the easiest futures firm to get a payout from because there's virtually no restrictions. I mean, there's no daily loss limit. There's no consistency rule in the funded phase. I mean, really the only restrictions are don't hit your max loss limit and take 5 winning days of $150. And once you do that, you can take 50% of your balance right there. So I think they're the easiest. I don't know if you would agree with that.
Pretty much the easiest. I think My Funded Futures also has no consistency on funded and only 50% in challenge. So it's pretty much the exact same thing. And I believe they have like 60% withdrawal with 100K cap in total. Yes. And that's new. And also, they just added that. So I mean, honestly, I submit my payout tomorrow with them. And so it'll be my first ever payout with them. So I'll see how that goes. And also Funding Ticks. Sure, there's 40% consistency to pass, but again, on funded, there's no consistency at all and no trading drawdown after you go past the buffer, but there's no intraday trading drawdown. It's just end of day. So yeah, I think TopStep, Funding Ticks, Funded Futures, I think those are like really simple.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think also if you are into the instant funded, I think Tradeify is a really good option with instant funded. Once again, because they just pay out very quickly, which is nice. Like, every payout I've requested from them has hit my Rise account. I mean, literally within 15 minutes, which is really nice. What? I'm not even kidding you. The first payout took 24 hours because it was my first time getting a payout from them. And I guess they needed to verify some things. But after that, I'm not exaggerating, guys. within 15 minutes, every other payout I requested was in my rise.
Wow.
Yeah, it must be. They must have an automated system or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that's probably the next good move. But yeah,
I've lost a lot of money with Tradeify simply because of the intraday trailing drawdown. I've on the advanced accounts. I found it so difficult to pass. I've lost a lot of money with them, but I'll make it back. I'll make it back from that.
Intraday trailing drawdown on the challenge phase is something I just stay away from because I'm like you. I want to just full port and pass my challenge.
Yeah.
And it is so damn hard to do that with intraday trailing drawdown.
Yeah.
So I would say if you want to try and make your money back with Tradeify, go with the Lightning instant funded.
Lightning.
Because they have end of day drawdown.
And consistency, I believe, is like 20%.
20%.
Yeah. Okay. So 5 winning days. All right. Okay.
Yep.
I can give that a shot. Yeah.
All right. That's what's up. I think we got Zamco with some ideas for some more futures props. Add to the arsenal there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Courtesy of Prop Firm Match helping us out, guys.
Yeah, that's all I literally, the moment I was thinking, oh, what next futures prop firm? I just straight away thought, okay, Prop Firm Match, what they got? Just look through the list.
That's the move. I mean, because you're going to have trusted firms. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of firms popping up, man. I mean, every other day there's a new futures prop firm. So, I mean, I think a good rule of thumb is if it's on Prop Firm Match, you're most likely good, and you can compare and contrast options.
Yeah.
Man, see, it's been tough. I mean, I'm glad that we've had a good chat because this market has not given me anything, dude.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed that for the past few weeks in terms of NYSE, it's just not been that great. I've just been finding London and Asian like really good. And I've just kind of stuck away from NASDAQ because I do trade NASDAQ quite a bit, but it's just recently, it's not been that great.
No, it's been, I would say all of October and like by mid-September, the conditions changed a bit and it's been tough. It's been tough. I agree with that. I think a lot of people would. Yeah, yesterday we had a good read and we caught longs in here on stream with Forex Ike. And that was good. But again, when we analyzed this price action, like we had a pullback that I needed. So I'm cool with sticking with the higher time frame trend when we get these deeper pullbacks. I mean, we bounced from the new day opening gap. We were holding that. And actually, if we go over midnight price, so my midnight model worked out really nicely yesterday. And that's what I traded. So if we go here and mark out the midnight open, get rid of that now. Again, the model is super simple. All we're doing is looking for, first we're gauging whether we're going to look for longs or shorts. We opened up below midnight, so we're looking for longs. So then we zoom out. We know we're bouncing from that new day opening gap. On top of that, what do? We sweep liquidity right here. So we swept a key swing low. And then again, all I'm doing is trading the first inversion fair value gap that is in the direction of midnight open, which would be right here. So taking the model like textbook would be right here. You're getting long on that inverse and you're either looking for 0.5R, which you'd be in and out and you could target these relative equal highs. Or if you're looking for that bigger move, if you think we're making it to midnight, I mean, price did get to midnight and lo and behold, that's where we slowed down for the day. But I didn't take this textbook like this. So I got in a little bit later. I think it was up here actually. So again, still just understanding that as long as we haven't engaged midnight yet, I have a drawn liquidity and I got it. This 5-minute gap marked off. And I was like, this is my line in the sand. I like to use lines in the sand. It's just to simplify things for me. So I was like, as long as we stay above this, I'm bullish. And I got in around here and we just took a quick like 1-to-1.
Beautiful. That's very, very nice. I like that.
Yeah. Would you say, actually, this is a good question about your entry system. Do you enter on market orders? Do you use limit orders, stop orders? Like, how do you like to get into the market technically?
Oh, okay. I would never, ever, ever use stop orders because for me, you're just getting in as price is moving in that direction. So you're already missing that move. I'd rather get in on limits, like as is coming down and then taps me in. So I prefer using limit orders. Sometimes when I just have so many accounts, I'm just market execution, just quickly, if price is already there. It just depends on my time. If I have a nice area and I'm waiting for price to come down to that to tap into it, then I'll just set my limit orders. But if it's really quick and we're already in that zone, I'm just pressing buy on everything. So it just depends. But I'll never use stop orders ever. It's just limits or market execution.
Yeah, so I'm similar. I try my best to always get in on limit orders. For me, what it does for me is it stops me from being too impulsive, because I could have a happy trigger finger at times. So, what I like to do is, if I recognize a trade entry, instead of getting in at the market, I'll set a limit order a few ticks below or right at my key level that I expect to hit. And it kind of forces patience from me. And it also satisfies the compulsion to like press the button, So I was saying this on chat yesterday, like there are a lot of instances where I set a limit order because I want to get into a trade. And then within like 2 minutes, I'm canceling the order and going, I don't want to be in this trade, and I stop myself from that compulsion. But I also do market when it's necessary. I'll hit the market for sure. What's interesting though, so we had Forex Ike on, and his name is Forex Ike, but he trades futures now. He also is a NASDAQ scalper primarily. He trades negative risk reward. Now I like to look for like 0.5R or 1R most of the time. He's even crazier. I mean, he literally looks for like 0.3R per trade. It's insane, but I mean, the dude has a ton of payouts verified. He's a great trader. And he actually also gets in on stop orders, which is crazy to me. I could never do it, bro. I can never do what he does, but he uses stop orders. So if he's bullish, he's okay. He says like, I buy high, sell higher. Like that's his motto. So he follows, fair enough, I guess. He buys, he follows momentum. So I think he was in a similar trade to me. And I'm getting in down here on the limit, which made sense for me and it worked. But instead what he's doing is saying like, okay, if we break this high right here, I'll have a stop order and I'll get in there and then look for these highs. And his thing is like, I'm going with momentum currently. So
that's a good way. I like that.
I could never do it, but it's like, it just goes to show you how many ways there are to trade, skin the cat.
Yeah. That makes sense, because if it's already coming into a key level, you're expecting it to go to the next high and you're getting in as it's moving up to the next high. So fair enough. I get that. It's something I've done previously as well. So that one I like. That one I understand. Yeah.
But all right, guys. I mean, okay, we got a few minutes left. I think we'll do another giveaway at 11, guys. So stay tuned for that. When Zamco's ready to go, we'll run another giveaway. I know a lot of people are talking about activation fees. So I do believe Alpha Futures, there's no activation fee. So we'll give away the Alpha accounts next. But yeah, as far as trades go, man, like I haven't taken anything yet today. So I will probably be taking a trade at some point on stream, but right now I think this is what I got to do. Use this fair value gap as my line in the sand. I don't know why I want to short, but I'm just feeling it. And I think it's a good thing that, back in the day, I would have that impulse to short and go against the current market trend, but I would enter it and then I would get wrecked. Now I still have the impulse, but I know how to not take the trade.
Yeah, definitely.
But now it's like, as far as targets go, like I guess we could be looking for this unmitigated inefficiency, right? This 15-minute, that could be a target, but it's just so tough for me when we're not getting those deep pullbacks. So I'll consider what happens if and when we react inside this gap. We could do kind of the way you trade, Zamco, with your model is wait for the reaction inside the inefficiency, but instead of just getting in, wait for some type of lower time frame market structure shift, right?
And that's what you would us. Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Do you use inversions at all?
Very rarely.
Okay.
Very rarely.
Yeah, they would work well with this type of style as well, because like instead of waiting for the inefficiency here, you're getting in maybe on the inversion here. It's all the same thing at the end of the day, though.
Yeah, just different ways of getting in, but overall seeing the same direction. I think that's the main thing when it comes to trading. It's just, can you even call the direction correct? Entries, sure, like you can argue about that, but at the end of the day, if you're getting the direction correct most of the time, then you're fine, pretty much. Entries isn't really that much of a big deal.
But it's funny, man, because there are so many people that are teaching trading strategies where they don't talk about your target at all. It's all about the entry. I mean, I'm sure you know. Yeah, it's a real thing, bro. Like people, especially when they're newer, that they just think all I need is an entry signal. And it's like, my dude, you need a target. It's so essential.
Yeah. Like if you don't know how the daily candle is expected to print, where you're expecting that daily candle to go to and then end up, what are you doing? You need to know.
Yeah, I completely agree. Some people are asking about the giveaway. So I just said, guys, 11 a.m. we'll run another giveaway. And we'll give them alpha futures. 13 minutes. Yeah, this is tough for me. We just got to be patient. I mean, trading is truly 90% just sitting around. I do think this is a good spot, though.
Yeah, it's like, within a 15-minute as well.
Yeah, like with how you would analyze price. Is this a level you'd be looking at? Or would you actually be looking at the discounted portion of this price leg? So pulling a fib. And you might, based off what you've said to me, I feel like you might be looking to see if we can retrace below back into discounts inside like the premium fair value gap. Sometimes,
but when price is very bullish and very impulsive in one direction, I don't expect it to retrace that much. Exactly. I would expect a small pullback to then continue even further. It just depends on how price got there. If it was slow as it went up and then we start impulsively coming down, then I'd expect it to maybe come down to that discount. But when it's impulsively moved up like that and I'm expecting really, really bullish, I'm not really going to expect that whole pullback to the discount. I'm just going to try to get that little retracement and continue. So
yeah. And you could even do something like this, right? And I think I saw you do this. Like, could maybe identify some type of swing point in here to get like a lower time frame premium and discount? Where would you pull it from in this? Right here?
From there. Yep. From there. Yep. There we go.
Yep. Intuitively, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. So we could be using this as our premium discount, and that coincides with this 5-minute gap. So this could be a good spot, guys. We'll keep an eye on it.
Wow, you literally beat me to it. It's like you understood what I would do next. That was perfect. I love that.
Hey, you described your model very well, very coherently. So that's the key. I'm sure that's why people watch you, man.
And that's the feedback I get from my course. It's 33 minutes long, but it just teaches you from beginning to end very coherently.
Do you do any live streaming, or are you mostly do you have a Discord? How does it work?
So I have a free Discord, which is just general Discord, but then I also have a premium Discord, which is my inner circle mentorship. And like 1 or 2 times a week, I'll do live trading in London session. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I don't do like live trading every single day. It's just 1 or 2 times a week.
Beautiful. I mean, dude, live streaming is tough. Like putting yourself out there and trading, going over setups. It's tough. I'm pretty desensitized to it. I've been doing it like 2 years now, but it still comes up. Sometimes I get a little trigger shy when I'm on stream. You know?
When there's no trades happening, I feel really bad for the stream. It's like, I'm sorry, guys, nothing's happening. I'm boring you. And then I kind of force a trade sometimes, but I get what you mean. But most of the time, actually, now because I'm just seeing my model work so well and I understand it, and everyone now understands it. It's just like, look, we haven't got the setup, so we're just going to sit around and chat. If you have any questions, just ask me.
100%. We actually got some good questions here too. So someone's asking on the tax differences between futures and Forex. So I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm pretty sure like when it comes to prop firms, it's all taxed the same. But if you are trading a personal futures account, you actually have a lot of good tax incentives. I believe it's the 60-40 rule. It's like 60% of your gains are taxed as long-term capital gains, which is a much lower tax rate. And the other 40% is short-term. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but the takeaway is that if you're trading a personal futures account, you have a better tax incentive. If you're trading prop firms, it's all the same.
Mm.
SP King. You know what? SP King, on this next giveaway, bro, I want to see your name one time. I want to see your name one time. You're asking good questions, so I want you to be in here, but I'm just saying. He asks, do you recommend using micros to stay consistent on a 100K account or switch to whenever the setup occurs, for example, outside of the session? So I think it all depends. I think you would probably agree with this. It depends on what you're doing. So if you're trying to be aggressive and get through that trailing drawdown on a 100K account, I think you could trade minis. But if you're somebody that doesn't want to do that, you want to hold on to your account and you're not worried about how quickly you can pass, I think micros is technically the safer way.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. It just depends what you want to do, really.
100%. Yeah, and this is good. There's been no trades, but a few people are saying it's not boring, though. We're listening to your mindset and psychology. So good. I'm glad no one's getting bored, even though there's no trades.
Yeah, that's my only fear whenever I'm live streaming. It's like, are they bored?
Yep. You know what, though? Live streaming, I think, has made me a better trader long term because I'm trying to take the best trades only. I don't want to be giving out bad trades. So, there's pros and cons.
Same thing. Once I started live streaming, my win rate started going up slowly as well. I'm like, I'm just generally taking better trades now because I'm on stage. So I kind of have to force myself to take good trades.
Exactly. Well, I think someone said this in the chat before, most traders' most of their problems are not within the strategy. I think there's a lot of good strategies out there. Some have more edge than others. I do think that, but for the most part, there's a ton of profitable strategies out there. And people's biggest issue is just not being patient and waiting, not being able to wait, getting in the market too often, too quickly. Like if you wait, and it teaches you this when you live stream because you're trying to only take the best setups, you could trade really well if you're just waiting for the right setup. Okay, guys. Yes, we are going to run a giveaway in a couple of minutes. Zamco, I don't want to keep you too long, man. You've been here since 9:30, so if you want to head off, you're more than welcome to stay. But I'm sure you got stuff to do. We'll run the giveaway whenever you want to head off.
All right, sure, sounds good. I've just actually got a lot of scripts to film, so
really?
And yeah, I've got a lot of filming to get done.
YouTube stuff?
YouTube stuff, yes, and ads and things like that.
Is your YouTube all trading? Like, what do you more focus on? Technical analysis, or like, what do you like to focus on your YouTube channel?
My YouTube currently is just all technical analysis trading. There's one vlog, but it was so boring because I'm not really a fun person. It is mainly just technical stuff like how to use premium and discount, and it's fairly new. I haven't really uploaded much, but I'm kind of moving on to maybe just get on to just explaining trading more, and just more technicals. And I'm horrible with psychology, even my own psychology. I'm not that great. So whenever I get asked about psychology, it's like, well, I've just developed a strategy where I can deviate in terms of like, I can take stupid setups, but I know I have a high risk to reward and high win rate. That one trade that I get right is just going to make back all of my dumb decisions anyway. So it kind of works out. So I'm really horrible with teaching good psychology because I'm not really that great with my own. So I kind of do focus mainly on technicals, but I want to get onto understanding myself to be able to teach psychology a bit better. I struggle with that still.
I think it's similar to the streaming because, on my YouTube, I focus mostly on technicals, pretty much 95%. And, it makes you a better trader teaching. It gets you teach yourself when you're trying to learn how to teach other people. So, I totally agree. By the way, guys, Zamco's socials, his X account and his YouTube account are in the description of the video. So you want to check that out? Check him out. I mean, great trader, really good at describing his strategy. So yeah, give him a follow.
I appreciate that. Yeah, just Zamco Capital on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all the same.
There we go. Yep, in the description of this video. So I think what we're going to do, guys, Zamco, he'll head off. And I think what we'll do, I got to take a quick bathroom break, but to keep everyone here, I want you guys to put your names in the chat to enter the giveaway. So just like always, put your name in the chat. And when I come back in a couple of minutes, we'll run the next giveaway for
only once
Alpha Futures accounts. All right, guys, you get that going. Zamco, thank you so much for coming on, man. Anytime, you are more than welcome. I hope you can come on again soon.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me, Zach. I really appreciate it. You have a really nice stream. I like it. It was fun.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, it's only day 2, so it's going good so far.
Yeah, you're doing well, man. Really are. Thank you again for having me.
Of course, brother. All right, we'll talk soon. Take care.
All right, bro. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Peace. All right, guys. So yeah, what we're going to do, I see everyone getting their name in the chat. We'll do a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. And when we come back, we will announce 2 Alpha Futures accounts for the giveaway. So get those names in the chat and I will be right back. All right, team, we are back. Sorry for the wait there. One thing I've learned. Wait, let me make sure my audio is all good. Okay, cool. We're good. One thing I've learned about streaming for 4 hours. Need the coffee. I'm going through a lot of espresso, but it's all good. All right, guys. So we're going to run this giveaway. I see we got a bunch of names in the chat. It's exactly what we need. Let's get this music on. Get this music back on too. How did you guys like Zamco? I thought he was a great guest. I feel like we're killing it with the guests so far. We're getting like really good traders who know how to articulate technical analysis, which is the key. You know, there's so many people out there that like they're like amazing traders, but then you try getting them to talk technicals and they don't got much going on, right? So I'm super happy with the guests we have so far. Here we go. Music. Is going to be for Alpha Futures. 2 25K Alpha Futures accounts. All right, let's get these names in. What do we want to do? Duck race or pinwheel? Let me know. Duck race or pinwheel? Well, we got a lot of entries today. This is good. Damn, we got a lot of entries. I love this. And it looks like most people are only doing one, which is exactly what we want to see. Yeah, guys, if I see you put your name in more than once, we got to drop it, all right? You're not going to win if you did more than, like, if you did a bunch of entries, we're not going to do it. I got to get all these in. One sec. Spin? All right, we could do spin. Also, I just learned that we have a drum roll sound effect. So we're about to hit it with a drum roll sound effect. I've been doing it manually myself. Let's lower this music a little bit. Okay, let's get the pinwheel up. All right, guys, get ready. Oh, I'm going to do this drum roll. All right, we're going to spin in 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, hold up. We got to get my screen up. This one isn't going to count. Hold up. Got to get the screen up. What are we doing? On Calvin Benjamin. You are the winner of a Alpha Futures 25K account. Let us know in the chat that you are here so we can make sure we get you your account. Copy and paste this. Okay, we want to do duck race for the second one. We'll do duck race. I got you guys. GG's though. For Kelvin. Good job, bro. I see you in there. All right, beautiful. All right, you guys want to do duck race for the second one? And honestly, I got a few more accounts to give away, so it's the last hour. We might as well. We'll run a couple more. So stay till 12 o'clock because we're going to do a few more. I think I got at least 2 more accounts after this one that we can give away. All right, so let's get the names back in here. Oops, I gotta copy them one more time. Okay, we ready, guys? Go and set it. This one we're going to do a drum roll, all right? Hold up. Let's get drum roll. Oh, we got to make that louder. One more time. We're off. All right, who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? Oh my God. Okay, there we go. IMP 43282. You are the winner. Let us know in the chat that you're here. Let us know that you're in the chat. IMP 43282. You got to claim it here so I know you're still in the chat. Otherwise, we'll have to give another one. Mamu Ju? How is that you though? It's IMP 43282. Oh, let me check this. Okay, let me copy that. Yep, I see it. Okay, there we go. So you are the winner. You put that in the chat. You have won an Alpha Futures 25K account. Good game, bro. W's. All right, so we got 2 more accounts I can give away. Let's wait a couple minutes. Let's wait a few minutes. Let's look at some charts because the markets are moving and we'll do 2 more giveaways. Deal? So everyone, stay in because we got some more to come. Two more. Yeah, we're going to do 2 more. 100%. But we're going to do some charts first. Let's go over some analysis. Again, I think I asked it already, but I didn't check the chat. Who liked the Zamco interview? I thought, honestly, that one was really good. Me and him trade similarly. Like, we have some different, couple of key differences, but a lot of the concepts are the same, which is awesome. Yeah, Shivam, the account that you won, I'll double check. You won an Alpha Futures account as well, Shivam. And Kelvin, you won an Alpha Futures account. You guys both won Alpha Futures. No more Alpha Futures accounts to give away, though. We did 2 today, or 4, excuse me. But yeah, this bullish fair value gap does look to be getting disrespected a little bit. Oops, let's fix this. Okay, cool. Zach, trade if I launched a trading contest? Yeah, I think I heard about that. There's a few trading competitions going on right now. Shivam, I am a full-time trader. I am a full-time trader. And we got Josh in the chat. How's it going, Josh? Yeah, I trade NQ primarily during New York session. We just haven't seen anything good at the moment. We're getting a nice pullback though here. Yeah, this fair value gap has been inversed. Honestly, like, it really just made it difficult today. I think we could get a sell-off, guys. I think I'm going to be calling that. I think we can get a sell-off down and take out all of this low resistance liquidity right here. We just got this 5-minute inversion too. And it looks like we're also getting a 15-minute inversion. So this is good. This candle will close in 2.5 minutes. I'm kind of liking shorts. I'm not going to lie. How long have I been trading? I've been trading for 5 years. 5 years now. $10 a.m. push was the best move. Yeah, no, it was. It was a really good move. Let's get midnight back up. I'm really paying attention to this. I still think we can come for this midnight price, you guys. I'm not kidding. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Yeah, we are dropping. How long have I been profitable? So, you know, in the beginning, it was up and down. I mean, I made no money at all from trading for my first 2.5 years. I didn't make $1. All I did was lose money, right? Which is pretty similar for a lot of people. Then I started having some success. So I started getting some payouts with Forex prop firms, my Forex funds to be specific, before they went bust. And I eventually moved over to futures. When I was taking payouts with the Forex prop firms, this is around year 2.5. I was taking payouts, but they were small, $200 here, $500 there. Then I moved over to futures, and there was a learning curve. So like at one point I was somewhat profitable with FX, right? But then when I moved over to futures, I had a learning curve. So I was no longer profitable. I wasn't making money. And then that took about 6 months, started getting some payouts. But, you know, it's been from year 3 to 5, there was up and down. Like year 3 was really just like the first year I started getting payouts somewhat consistently. Year 4 was my first year where I was like, oh, wow, I'm actually making like a significant enough of an income to rely on my trading profits. Wasn't like, oh, you know, $1 million, but it was like, okay, I think I can make this work now. It was beginning to materialize. And then this year, year 5 is my best year to date. I mean, it's been night and day. Like year 5 has been an amazing year for me in trading. You know, and I hope every year with trading, you just want to progress. You just got to focus on getting better. You know, the success will come. You can't be obsessed with the outcome. You have to be focused on the process and just submit to time. Submitting to time is a key thing with trading. How long we got stream? We're going to be streaming till like 12, maybe 11:45, 11:50. So we still got a little while. We're going to do another giveaway we'll do it at 11:25. So we got 10 minutes. We'll do another giveaway. 5 years is a lot. Can you give some advice for those who are managing both job and trading as part-time? Yes, I would love to give advice for this. That's a great question. I did it for a long time. So, okay. Take a sip of coffee real quick before this one. So here's the thing. First off, if you have the option, like if you have the luxury and you can somewhat formulate your schedule to work around your trading, that's number one. So what I did, guys, I was not somebody that was like super successful in business or anything when I got into trading. I was working at a grocery store. I worked at a grocery store and I was, you know, working full time. You know, before this, I was doing construction. I was a server. I did a bunch, like any job you can imagine, I worked it. So when I went to the grocery store, I went there because they gave me a flexible schedule. So what I did was I worked the early morning shift. So I worked from 4 a.m. to 12 p.m. That was my shift. And the only reason I worked that shift was so that I could come back for New York session and start trading by 12:30. And I would trade the PM session. So that's number one. If you have the luxury or the ability to shift your schedule around a little bit so that you can trade, that's a really, you know, that's a beautiful thing. You know, a lot of people work 9 to 5 and they can't trade the New York session. But if you have that option, that's number one. Take advantage of that. And what you have to do is you have to dedicate blocks of time where trading is the focus. So a lot of people, they try to work and trade and do everything all at once. And you really need to give yourself blocked out times to be focused. And the key is when you're not in that time window where you're trading, you can't be obsessively looking at the charts, because if you do that and you're just always looking at the charts and always working, you're going to burn yourself out. So you really have to learn how to manage your time. That's what I'm trying to say. And it has to be intentional, because I really burnt myself out in my first couple of years, because it was like I was looking at charts on my phone at work. I was looking at charts in the middle of the night. When I first woke up, and I just was all over the place. And what happens there is you kind of can't do anything well. So then I couldn't do my job well because I was too focused on trading. I also couldn't trade well because I'm burning the candle at both ends. So managing your time, if you have the luxury, put yourself into a schedule where you can like block off a couple of hours a day, and that's your trading time. And then of course, like you need extra time to learn, watch technical analysis videos, practice, back test, all of that. But just don't try to blend everything in together. They really need to be separated from each other. That's my best advice. What is my X handle? It's in the description of the video, bro. So it's right in the description of the video. It's I am Zarb on X. Which is better, Forex or futures? For me, futures all day. Futures all day. A lot of experience you gained, Zach. Yeah, and I still got a lot of experience to go. I'm still a baby in this space, man. 5 years is nothing. Like, I can't wait to see where I'm at in 10 years, you know? Tarak, you think you're in that stage? Yeah, I think a lot of people in their like year 2 are in that stage. And bro, it's the toughest time because, you know, in your first year of trading, everything is new and shiny and exciting. So, you know, you want to be at the charts 24/7 and you're okay with burning the candle at both ends because you're super excited. But a lot of people burn out in like year 2 and 3 because most people have not seen enough success to like quit their job or, you know, rely on trading income, even as a portion of their income. They're still grinding, they're still learning, but they've been doing it for so long that they're beginning to get burnt out. So if you are in that stage, that's why I'm saying like you need to learn how to manage your time so that you don't burn out. That's the key. Were you completely self-taught or joined any type of trading academy along your journey? Yeah, so I wouldn't. Here's the thing. My trading model is my own thing. Like I created my trading model. But the only way I was able to create it was from watching probably at this point thousands of hours of technical analysis videos at YouTube University for free. Like I did join some educational mentorships. I joined the Black Shirt Club with Austin Silver. That helps me a lot, create a community of like-minded traders. But my system is my own. The only reason I was able to create it though was from, you know, watching so many people's systems and then taking the bits and pieces that make sense for me. And now I teach my system on my YouTube channel, which again can be at the bottom of it will be at the bottom of the description of this video. I am Zarb on YouTube and X. Yeah, sometimes I get too addicted to charts and try to take a setup that's not even met the criteria. Thanks for the advice. Yep. I mean, I'm telling you, it's not unique problems that we all have. We all have pretty similar problems. Zach, if I become really good at trading, I might even come to stream with you. Hey, brother, you know, prove yourself. Come on PFM TV. We'd love to have you. What time frame do I trade? So I enter on the 5 and the 1 minute, and we use higher time frame analysis. Speaking of which, man, we're selling. I really think we're going to come for this low, guys. So if I can get a move down to this low, I'm going to take it. But we're kind of, it's tough right here. NQ's holding up a lot better to the upside, I will say. This fair value gap has not been inversed on NQ, while ES has. I wonder if we're going to get one more pop higher. Because we kind of got a bunch of stacked highs here, which we could use as a potential draw on liquidity. All right, guys. In 3 minutes, we're going to do another giveaway. FYI. What have we given out so far? Let me double check that. Let's check what we've given away so far. Okay, 2 minutes, guys. We're going to run another giveaway. Be ready. Be ready. Part of me wants to get into this short, but I got to wait for this gap to be inversed at least. I really think we can get a sell-off and surprise everyone, though. It's tough, though, because if you are someone that's long biased, you'd be wanting to get involved here. So, still just got to remain patient, guys. So we have given out a couple of top 1 futures accounts. We've given out 4 alpha futures accounts. Should we do a Blue Guardian, or let's do this? Hold on. So we've given out 2 TOF accounts, 2 alpha accounts, 4 alpha accounts, and 2 Blue Guardian. Let's do 2 more top 1 futures. All right, guys, let's get it going. Put your name in the chat starting right now. Shivam, yes, I do stream on my channel from time to time, but I'm more focused on streaming here now. I do have YouTube videos, though, like educational videos that go up on my channel every other week. Okay, we got some people coming in. It's good. Okay, we will close it in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay, 1 more minute, guys. Remember, if I see you have like 1 million entries with your name, we're not going to pick you. All right. All right, guys. Chat is closed. Let's get these in. We'll do pinwheel. Let's get these in here. All right, you ready, guys? Here we go. Let's make sure you can see my screen. Perfect. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Free movie? Is that your YouTube name for real? Free movie. Let me know if you're in the chats. Let's make sure. We're gonna give one more account away too, but let's see. Free movie. Let me know you're in the chat. Kind of a funny YouTube name. If you don't claim it here in the chat, you know what I mean? Oh, there you are. Free movie. Okay, cool. Yeah, you won, bro. Yes, you won. I'm going to copy your channel name. So that was for Top 1 Futures. Okay, and winners of the giveaway. I think we could find you guys on YouTube, but just in case, make sure to message Prop Firm Match TV, and let us know there as well. But I got everyone's names in here. But congrats. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more. All right. Mayank.Panwar. Let's go. Winner. Another Top 1 Futures 25K account. Big shout out to Top 1 Futures. Make sure, tell me in the chat that you won. Make sure to claim it here just so I know. Mayank, there you are. Okay, cool. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, winners, do this. I want you to email Zach@propfirmmatch.com just so I can cross-reference. I'll put it in the chat. Email me. Brother, do we have to pay activation fees? It depends on the firm. So we looked over this. Blue Guardian, yes. Top 1 Futures, yes. Alpha Futures, I believe, no. Sorry, SPK. Next time, bro. But yeah, W for you guys. Everyone's a winner out here. And don't worry, guys. I mean, we got giveaways all day, every day. So more to come. So we just got a nice sell-off again. Pardon me. I'm so conflicted on this directional bias right now, honestly. Like, we're inside this 5-minute gap. It could just hold as support and we continue higher. It aligns with previous day's high. We do have some stacked highs up here, but it's also like, overall, I think we're going lower. Just tough spot to be in. Tough spot to be in. It's getting to be the end of the stream. Should we try and look for a little scalp? But yeah, congratulations, guys. Michael John, I got you in here. Guys, I typed it my email, Zach@propfirmmatch.com. I'll type it again. Okay, I'm logging into Trade-Evate because I might look for a little trade right here. Oof, there we go. We're pushing. We are pushing. Oh, guys, we missed it. Well, we didn't miss it yet. Let's give it a second. Damn, we are really pushing right now, guys. So we're inversing this 5-minute gap. We got like 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes left of the stream, guys. ES is really pushing. ES, I think, is coming for this low. We got this marked off. I think we're coming here. So we can look for an entry, but we got to get a little pullback. We got to get something. Put a limit order up here at 25.44. We'll see if we can get filled on this limit. And then this retest of this inversion. I hope it doesn't just sell off without us. Damn, we are really pushing, guys. Oof, man. This is okay, guys, because this is the thing. If we're going to really sell off, we have a lot of room. Because we could still come for midnight. All right. And what's funny, technically, the midnight mechanical model, this is the entry right here. Off this inversion on this 5-minute. This is the first bullish fair value gap that we have formed post 9:30 a.m. So this is technically the entry right here. We just got to get filled. Today's my bad luck. I lost a 10,000 and no giveaway. I get, although I am from the first minute of stream. Hey, Michelle, don't worry. You'll have chances to get back in. 10,000. You must have been trading a lot of funded accounts. This is where patience is going to test us, guys. I really want to be patient and wait for a proper pullback. We may have to move our limit down, though. Maybe down to like 34. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I think it's becoming less likely we come all the way back up here. Yeah, big drop. Big drop. I think we could still come for midnight. We have a lot of room down to midnight. So we definitely have not missed it, but we may have to move our trade lower. Move our limit down. Okay, we moved our limit order down to 25.34. We'll see if we can get filled on a pullback. Where am I from? I am from Brooklyn, New York. Currently residing in Brooklyn, New York. Damn, we are just going, guys. This is where the FOMO sets in, but you got to just chill. Got to just be patient. You got to be patient because you think it's never going to stop. And you think this is when people just get short right here. And then you get that deep pullback. So I perfectly fine with being patient here. And if I miss it, I miss it. As long as we don't engage midnight, there are shorts I can take on the way down to midnight. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got 5 of you have emailed me so far about the giveaway. So we gave away a few more accounts. So if you're still here, make sure to email me, zach@propfirmmatch.com. But yeah, Umo, I got you. Don't worry. We're gonna be sending them out later today. So no worries there, brother. So my stop, it depends. My stop, if we get filled on this, we might look for a little scalp. So I might have a stop. Again, negative risk reward. We could look for something like this. In and out. That is if we can get a fill. Yeah, free movie junction. Email Zach@propfirmmatch.com. Yep, I got it, Shivam. I got yours. No worries. Okay, we might get filled. We might pick up here. Oh, man, this makes this trade a lot less attractive. ES already took this low, so now we have an SMT. Makes it a less attractive trade, not going to lie. This SMT can bring us higher. We're going to leave it for now. Kelvin, if you emailed Zach@propfirmmatch, then I got it. Just make sure you email me. Damn, we might not get filled on stream, guys. We might miss this on the stream. Okay, cool. Then you're good, Kelvin. Damn, guys, I think we're not going to get filled. And I think in about 4 minutes, we're going to end the stream because not much else happening here. Okay, I'm going to cancel this limit order. I think we missed it, guys. I think we missed it, unfortunately. We got to cancel this order for the time being. We're just ripping. We're going to go down, take this low. Hey, at least the analysis is right. There'll be opportunities. One thing I will say, as long as we have not engaged midnight yet, we can take shorts down to midnight. That's the analysis. So don't feel like you missed the short just yet. There's going to be time. There's going to be time to get in. But you got to be patient and wait for the right entry. Yeah, she's just going to keep ripping down. Okay, drawn liquidity is 24,903, right at previous day's point of control. That's what we're looking for right now. If we could just get a deeper pullback, get in somewhere around here. Okay, let's get this pullback. Let's get this deep pullback. I'd love something like this. We take this high and tap into this 5-minute gap up here and catch an entry right here. Just gonna keep going though. Shivam, you're going through my volume profile videos? Yeah, do it. I mean, if you go through those, there's a lot of information that can be helpful, especially when you're watching me trade live. All right, guys, we're going to head off in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Looks like I'm going to be trading the PM session on my own because I still want to take a trade. Damn, we are missing this. All right, guys, before I head off, any more questions for me? Anyone got another question before we head off? Yeah, as long as you guys emailed me, then we're good. But let me know, guys. Any questions before we get off? Again, we'll be back on tomorrow with another guest. Let me check who the guest is going to be again for tomorrow so you guys can get ready for that. So tomorrow, we have Trading in the Now as our guest at 9:30 like usual. So that'll be a good one. And then come Friday, we have Luna Trades, who's another great trader, good streamer. So we still got some guests jam-packed for the stream for the rest of the week. And next week, it gets even better. What's harder when trading bigger size, handling losses or managing winning trades? I think taking losses. I think losses are never easy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think Trading in the Now is a psychologist. I think. Pretty sure about that. Yeah, no points for us today. No trades on stream, unfortunately. Zamco didn't take any trades. I didn't take any. That's how it goes sometimes, guys. But it's just the way she goes. All right, guys. I think we're going to cut the stream there. We're chilling. No more trades for the session. What should I write in the mail? Yep, Free Movie Junction. Just email zach@propfirmmatch.com. I'm going to put that in the chat one more time. Man, I love Prop for a Match. Best platform out here. We love you too, bro. All right, guys. I am going to get ready to have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will be back tomorrow. Same time as usual, 8 a.m., and we will have our special guest Trading in the Now. So stay tuned for that. Until then, peace and love, guys. Take care, and see you tomorrow.